Who said? All right, we live.
Here it goes.
We live, we
We
live, we
live.
live, we live,
We're
y'all. What's
live
going
and
on?
direct, man. We're live in
Live and
full
direct.
effect.
Hold up.
Yeah, man. Everyone, put your ones in the chat, man. It's been a long time you've been waiting for. You already know what it is. Put them ones in the chat. Put them salutes in the chat. Put that love in the chat. Put the peace signs in the chat. You know how it is. We've got A Sturdy. We've got True the King. We've got Rebrandon. We got Hollywood Hearn. We got our sister, Maria knows best. You already know. You got your boy, H from the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's the main event, the premiere of premieres, the shows of shows, where facts meet fiction, where hilarious meets hysterical, where truth hits the fan. It's the crossover. Yeah, man.
Hype
Let's
us
get it
up,
in.
H. Hype us up.
Yeah, man. Put them bombs in the chat, man. Put them bombs in the chat.
Man, y'all gonna love this today, y'all. Y'all gonna love this, man.
Do I take over or is
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
Salute,
ahead.
salute to hey, salute to the chat,
You
man.
gotta
Let's
run
salute
it. You
to the
gotta
chat.
run it, baby. You gotta run it.
Okay, okay. Hey guys, welcome to the crossover. I'm your host for this show. Maria knows best. And y'all see who else we have on this stage today. We're just gonna get into some sports topics. And the first topic that we're gonna start off with is OJ Simpson passed away Tuesday, April 9th. What were you guys' reactions when you first found out that OJ Simpson had passed away? Or did you even care? Like,
I start off. I hated it because he was kind of reintroduced to this generation. Shout out to Cam and Mace for making people look at OJ in a different light. A lot of people beforehand thought OJ unfortunately was an Uncle Tom in a lot of people's eyes. That's what a lot of people did think about him, that he wasn't for the black community. Then he had some skeptical things that went on in his life, whether it was that murder trial that he was not convicted of, he was found not guilty by the way. And also the fact that he was locked up in prison for 8 years, for basically getting his memorabilia back. But other than that, he was a hell of a football player, one of the best running backs of all time. Um, to me, you consider him like a top six running back of all time because people don't speak on OJ like this, but the records, Christian McCaffrey broke a record of his, and a lot of they hated him so much they didn't even want to mention the fact that Christian McCaffrey broke his most consecutive touchdowns record. That was OJ Simpson's record. So shout out to him. Shout out to Cam and Mace for showing OJ in a different light because he got one hell of a personality for what I was seeing on the show. And man, rest in peace to one of the greatest running backs of all time, man.
Absolutely.
agree. Casual, what was your reaction to the passing of OJ Simpson?
Obviously, just a little bit of sadness, especially with me being a doctor working in MD Anderson, which is a cancer center here in Texas. I feel about as sad for him losing a fight against cancer as I do with any other patient fighting against cancer. So, yeah, sadness. I wasn't around during the time of OJ Simpson's days as a football player. So, forgive me, Herm, if I'm a little ignorant to his success and all of his dominance in the NFL. But just simply as a patient that was just trying to overcome the impossible odds against cancer and him being one of the many that come out unsuccessful. It was very sad.
True the King.
Oh yeah. To piggyback where Herm Casual saying, listen, RP OJ is always it's always unfortunate somebody passing away. And like I said, unfortunately, the incident in '94. We don't want to get into it, but unfortunately, that incident that he was found innocent on still affected his whole career, whereas overshadowed him as a great athlete. You
Yeah.
know, before he had kids and grandkids and that nature. Like I said, one of the best running backs of all time. Like I said, if you just don't see the BS per se, you look what he had was a football player. Like I said, first running back to rush for 2,000 yards in the season, did it in 14 games. People can't even do that in 17 games. So especially in Buffalo Bills at the time, that who people can't even name who was on that roster when he played. So man, listen, RP is the juice. One of the best to ever do it. And that's all I gotta say on that.
Rebranding A30. I think this is H from the UK. What are y'all's thoughts on the passing of OJ Simpson?
I so one thing I want to I guess in a moment, just kind of shed light on some of the positives, right? Because we all been, listening to some of the headlines, and we all are on social media, so we know the other thing that's being discussed. But I just kind of want to discuss the football player, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people may not know that he was, an NFL MVP, right?
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year, 1973. 5-time first team All Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, right? AP Athlete of the Year, 1973. Heisman Award winner as well, right? So when we talk about OJ Simpson, it's like, listen, we got to put some respect on the man as a football player. One of the great athletes that we've had, and definitely sending love and prayers to his family. At the end of the day, he had children, sending love and prayers to them as well. And if anyone's ever lost someone to cancer, definitely, what that, how devastating that is. So anyone that's ever lost anyone to cancer, we send love and prayers, and especially to his family as well.
A30, H from the UK.
I probably have the most or the least insight, I should say, because American football is not really big in the UK, but
Oh, yeah.
he's a legend in his field, and I'm just seeing a lot of how can I say, negativity around him, and I think that's really wrong. In all honesty, end of the day, he was a father, he was an uncle, he was a cousin, and like at the end of the day, he's got relatives as well. So let's just be respectful, regardless of what we think he done. End of the day, when we all pass over, man, we gotta see the Lord, and He's gonna judge us all, regardless. So let's just have that in consideration, and just show the man a bit of grace during this time, and just remember, at the end of the day, we all gotta go one day, and we won't want people to talk dirt on our name as well. So
That's right.
R.I.P. OJ, man.
That's absolutely.
A30, are you there?
Yeah, my bad, y'all. Have some technical difficulty. But all in all, I think all my wonderful co-hosts hit it right on the head, recognizing the greatness of OJ, top 5 running back of all time, top 10 college athlete of all time.
Mm.
People don't know like the impact OJ had on the game itself. OJ was arguably the most popular athlete of the '70s. Ask any of your grandparents how big OJ was when they was a kid. They'll tell you how much famous he was. And on top of that, being one of the premier athletes of that time, to take his greatness from sport and translate it to other aspects of art, like being an actor, using his investments to start other businesses. He pioneered some of those business moves. So today we're not going to trash OJ's name with wild allegations, because they are allegations. You did your research. He's innocent. It is what it is. But nonetheless, top five greatest running back of all time. One of the greatest athletes we've ever seen in American history. Period, man.
Yes, and I was doing research, obviously, on OJ Simpson myself, and just the long list of accolades, accomplishments that he got as a football player, as an athlete. It sucks to see, as a fan of sports in general, to that get diminished because of the case or whatever. But yeah, rest in peace, OJ Simpson, and our condolences go to him and his family.
Absolutely.
Well said. Well said.
But moving on tonight, we have UFC 300 going on. We got the main card fights. Justin versus Max Holloway. Who do y'all have winning that fight? Who y'all have pulling through?
Who's starting us off?
Starting us off. Anybody.
I start
Let me
off.
let you know
I
right now,
start.
Mario, don't even look towards
I,
me because you don't know a goddamn thing.
Yeah. Speaking of UFC 300, listen. This is the course. This is They have more events than this. I don't know exactly. UFC has a lot of events. I can't count how many fight nights and the other like things. Right? I can't even count my head. But this is the 300th, like UFC 300, the pay per view, like 300. Like that's a. I mean, I remember the UFC. I remember UFC 100. So it's like the fact that it even got to this point is kind of crazy. So, but going to the fight, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. If you're a fight fan, and any type of combat sports, whatever, and especially you MMA or UFC fan, you're gonna love this fight. Fight of the night, fight of the year contention right here. Both dogs. Um, they're gonna go after it. It's for the BMF title. I'm not going. It's the baddest. You know what it means. The baddest. You know what I mean. Mother. Yeah. So this is for that. So it's gonna be one of them. Expect fireworks. Yeah. Hey, listen. So but if I had to pick who, I gotta go with Max Holloway. I've gotta go Max Holloway. Third round TKO.
Third round. Okay. Anybody else want to jump in on Justin versus?
Yeah, let me set this record straight, man. People don't know this potential matchup has fight of the year, fight of the decade potential. All right, we talking about Max Holloway, arguably the greatest featherweight in UFC history. I'm talking about a guy who, at one point in this business, was on a 14 fight win streak, one of the most well-rounded mixed martial arts we have in the history of our game today. In particular, phenomenal footwork, phenomenal boxing. Here's a fun stat for people who don't know much about Max Holloway. Out of the 10 different champions that he fought, and over the thousands of significant strikes that he landed, which is a UFC record, he never been dropped. Ever. And that's come across killers like Jose Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
Even Anthony Pettis. Like these are the men that never even dropped Max Holloway. That what makes this fight so intriguing, because you got a guy like Justin Gaethje who fought them all, who did them all, who's the highlight reel for a reason. He's your fighter's favorite fighter. This guy right here, one of the most devastating leg kicks you ever seen in UFC, one of the most sharpest boxers you ever seen. You ever seen the most vicious man you ever seen in the lightweight division, period. He fought them all. Dustin Poirier, Eddie Alvarez, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Tony Ferguson. He fought them all. And most importantly, what made this fight interesting, fighters describe after fight for him as if they got in a car crash. So expect violence. If you are a science of the game, expect nuances, how they going to cover distance, how to set up their strikes. And most importantly, expect none but nonstop action. And that's why I give it to Justin Gaethje. Primarily because this is the hardest hitting guy that Max Holloway ever fought in his career. And in particular, because Max likes to initiate that boxing, that gives multiple opportunities for Justin Gaethje to light him up on his leg kicks. And that's why I don't think he's going to finish him, but I think this is the first time we're going to see Max Holloway get dropped. But I got Justin Gaethje 3 rounds to 2, 48-47.
No. I'll jump in next, man. I like you. The analysis, definitely. I think with Gaethje and Holloway, as it's already been echoed, this could be fight of the decade. Easily. You have two guys who will not take a step back. They're going to go head for head, blow for blow, shot for shot. Sturdy's already said it all, especially with Max Holloway. At the featherweight division, 14 fight win streak, never been dropped. And then you got Gaethje, who's, again, he's a veteran. He's been in with them all. However, Max Holloway has actually fought at the lightweight division before. He fought against, I think he fought against Poirier, and I think he lost that fight. I think for me, is he big enough to hang with the guys at lightweight division? Because at the end of the day, Gaethje is, when it comes to combinations, when it comes to the leg kicks, when it comes to also being able to switch up and feint, because he does a lot of feints going to the body and then switching up right to the top, either with a knee, with a leg kick to the face. So many other things. There's so much Max Holloway has to look out for, and I think this may be a bit too much of a jump. So similar to Sturdy, I've got Gaethje edging it. However, this could easily go to Max Holloway as well. I think it's definitely a pick 'em. It's a 50-50 fight. Max Holloway, for me, for his keys of victory, he may need to take this fight to the ground, because Gaethje, he loves to stand up, and again, his takedown defense isn't the best. So that's probably his keys to victory. And he's also going to have to be able to not always engage with Gaethje, because if he engages with Gaethje, and Gaethje loves to throw when you're throwing, and he's always first to the punch. 9 times out of 10, he's first to the punch. He's going to go lights out. But it's definitely a fight that everyone should be tuning in for. I guarantee when we come back next week, we're going to be raving about this fight.
I think I have a take different though. I think it's gonna be easily convincing. I think Justin gonna pull it off. I think his counter attacks, because he's a great counter. He's great with his counters. I think his counters gonna be the difference in this fight, and I think he's gonna dominate. I think it's gonna be a unanimous decision for Justin. I don't think it's gonna be any knockouts, because I think Max is tough, but I think Justin, with his counter ability, with his counter striking, I think it's gonna be the difference in the fight, and I think that's what's gonna decide the outcome.
Okay, so Hearn, you say you got. I'm sorry, Young Africa.
Young Africa, you want to?
Oh yeah. Now, let Mariah do her thing, man. Hey, break
You
it
got
down.
Young Africa, and welcome to the stage, Young Africa.
What's
Go
up,
ahead.
man? Look, man.
Welcome Young Africa to the show.
Man.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
man, I
you
just
just
slide in. It's all love. Shout out to Mariah, man. You're looking beautiful. And look, man. We out here looking like the black ESPN. Where the spike? Hey, Herm, all the bases gone. Look, UFC, first off, man, I ain't even gonna do the X's and O's, right? UFC, Ultimate Fight crumbs, man. They give crumbs to their fighters. We understand, even on the pay-per-view 300, they out here giving crumbs, ain't really paying dudes like that. They ain't really doing it like that. And so you out here, if you in the WWE, you getting paid more than you are in the UFC, man. This is amazing. And so we got 300, right? And I think personally that this fight ain't gonna be banging like that. Yeah, if you don't like defense and if you like all offense and you want your chin get rocked, yeah, you're gonna like this fight. But at the end of the day, this ain't gonna be a great all-time great decade type fight. You know what those decade type fights are, Herm? You know what they are? They're championship fights, not no fake BMF belt. Hey, what does BMF even mean, Herm? You ever heard about a BMF belt? So I don't care about this fight. The best fight that I've seen in the last couple of years has been Adesanya versus Pereira. That's when there is a rivalry. There is championships on the line. There is a historical understanding of what's been happening. There's an actual highly technical, skilled fight. And so this fight going to be nothing but no defense, no head movement, dudes swinging for the fences, the crowd going wild, and savages clapping for savagery. That's what we're going to see. That's going to be interesting. I don't really care who wins, though. Yeah,
I will say that there is a $300,000 performance bonus in this card. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One of those that
one. Or how many of those?
And actually, no, Africa. The way performance of the night works, there's up to 5 different ways you can get a bonus. So what Dana did for this special night, he's usually is only 50,000. Now he times that by 6, by making it 300,000.
Oh, okay. So my bonus is going to be more than my paycheck. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds.
No, actually, no, Africa. But that's not the point though. A lot of people don't know the way you accumulate these bonuses would be either by fight of the night, submission of the night, performance of the night, knockout of the night. Yeah, there's so many other ways to accumulate the bonus of the night, and that's what's gonna make this fight even more better.
So
but do you think
this already being UFC 300? So basically, Dana White he's trying to motivate his fighters, right? Because listen, if I'm a fighter on this card, and you telling me, listen, the fight bonus $300,000, I mean performance bonus $300,000, yeah, So if I'm Jamal Hill, right, which is a fight that I'm actually one of the fights I'm looking forward to, the Jamal Hill fight, because he never lost his title, right? So if I'm him, not only am I motivated by the fact that I never lost my title, I'm also motivated by that $300,000 performance bonus. So that's the fight I'm actually looking forward to. That's the fight that I
Yeah.
think we need to keep our eyes on. But go ahead.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say, before we get to that big fight, I wanted to talk about the co-main event fight between the two ladies. Wheelie, correct me if I'm pronouncing this wrong. I heard a video, but I can't remember how it's pronounced. Weili Zhang versus Yan. Who do y'all have in that fight? I did a little bit of research, so I'm pulling Weili Zhang to come out with it because she already has a title, so that fight is to defend it, and I'm just leaning towards her because really she just sounds like the better fighter in this competition between these two ladies. But who do y'all think will pull through in that matchup?
I'm going to, like you, I'm going to also go with the champ, Jean Lane. Number one, she's experienced. This is her third title fight. Number two, she's battle tested. She fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She fought Thug Rose Namajunas. She knows she knows what it takes to not only have that 5-round experience, which is 25 minutes of fighting, but most important, she has the strategic experience by training with other Olympic gold medalists like Hirasuto, adding wrestling to her already elite footwork and kickboxing game that she learned in China. So simply put, I think she's just as strong. I think she's actually better technical, and especially setting up her kicks and covering distance where takedowns. And that's why I give her third round finish. I think she's gonna win and retain her title.
Yeah. Anybody else? For the King?
Yeah, I got the same. I think she's the favorite. I mean, honestly, the favorite to win this fight. She's been the experience. I think it's gonna be a good fight though. Still, I got Zhang in a unanimous decision. But like I said, this is also too. They both Chinese fighters. Listen, this like both of them raised the
They are.
the popularity of MMA in China. It's probably the biggest, if I'm not mistaken, maybe the biggest Chinese MMA fight of all time. And what else to do it on the UFC 300? So, shout out to Zhan, but excuse me, but I think Wei Li is just. I think she's just a better fighter. So it's gonna be tough. But I mean, I got the champ on this one.
Yeah. Who
I
else?
come in with my take. I'm actually going the opposite. I think Yan Zhang's gonna actually win this fight. I think she's gonna take it, and here's why. Zhili is a very good fighter. She's a kickboxer, as Stevy's already mentioned as well, and she increased her wrestling. However, she's actually the shorter fighter. And if you watch her fight with Joanna, at some points of the fight, especially the early rounds, she's actually struggling with finding her distance and actually with the height and the length of Joanna. Joanna was keeping her at range and keeping her on the back foot, and she was kind of scared to go in and take a shot to give a shot. Later in the rounds, as Joanna slowed down, she started putting on the pressure. Now, when you watch Zhan is a fantastic striker. She keeps you at distance. She reminds me similar in terms of her striking to Holly Holmes. So she keeps the fight in the center of the ring, keeps it, how can I say, timed, and then bam, hits you with a jab, bam, hits you with a jab, backhand, bam, shots to the leg, switching it up, and always keeping you thinking and using a height and a range. I think with the wars that Zhili's been in, I think it's going to take its toll. And plus, again, both of them are going to be winners at the end of the day because they're both Chinese, and we know that the Chinese are very loyal to each one another. But I think Zhan is going to edge it just on her timing and just at being able to use her range and her height in this fight. That's my take.
It's a good take. And from there, we'll move on to the biggest fight, the one that Brandon wanted to talk about. Alex Pereira I pray I am pronouncing his name correctly, versus Jamal Hill. Who do y'all have? I got Alex, but who do y'all have and why?
I got Jamal Hill. Second round knockout. Jamal Hill, if y'all didn't know, Jamal Hill is former champion. He had relinquished the belt toward his Achilles.
Yeah.
Now he's back, of course, challenging Alex Pereira. I think it's Alex Pereira. I have to just because it's phenomenal how the fast rise he's on. Like it's still incredible. Like this is his like eighth fight in the UFC. He's a 2-time champion, 2 different weight classes. So beating Izzy before, knocked out in kickboxing multiple times, and then in the UFC to get the UFC middleweight belt. He lost that fight, of course. Then come up beating Yuri to get the belt last November per se. So this is gonna be listen, if you like knockouts, you like finishes, stuff like nature, I think Jamal Hill is gonna be one of them getting knocked out. I just think Jamal Hill gonna do. I think it's gonna be very interesting. So I'm very looking forward to this fight.
Okay, got a KO. Okay, Rue Brandon, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, like I was saying, like I just I'm going with Jamal Hill on this one. Just because like True just said, like he never lost his title, right? Like he ended up tearing his Achilles, I believe, playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up tearing his Achilles, had to relinquish the belt, and he's back now. And I think he's back to reclaim what's his, rightfully so. And I'm rooting for him. I think I'm not gonna say a second round knockout. You know what? Fuck it, second round knockout. Let's go with it. Second round knockout.
Okay.
I think and like I said, on top of that, I never lost my title again. That 300,000. Listen, we in Vegas, so you telling me, yeah, 300,000, yeah, let's go. That's all the motivation I think he needs right there. But go ahead.
A sturdy. Are you there? A sturdy.
Oh yeah. So my bad. Alex Pereira is arguably the greatest kickboxer that MMA ever seen. You're talking about devastating leg kicks. Honestly, the greatest left hook. Probably forget just MMA. Probably in striking sports history. This guy is 6'4" and is a tyrant throughout the league. As my co-host already said, have championship experience already. Less than 15 fights in UFC, already had multiple title, not only defenses but also 2 division champ. Well, all that being said, my blacklist just simply won't allow me to go against Jamal Hill. Like it's really that simple. Like I'm talking about a guy. When Alex faces guys his length and his height, he's typically susceptible to getting hit more. That's natural, right? It's primarily because the way his defensive technique and preference is. He keeps his hands low. He's great at turning his opponent. He's great at managing that distance, especially with his kicks and jabs, and it's mixed up to a body, but primarily he gets hit way more. And just like Jamal Hill, he shows this habit of, if I get hit a certain way, I have to respond. I have to be more dogged. I have to sit on my punches and be more reactionary to being hit. With that being said, even though Alex is the most devastating knockout artist we probably ever seen into that division, he's still more susceptible to getting knocked out than Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill has an excellent straight. He has an excellent check right hook. And most importantly, he's going to come across a guy who's just as good as a kicker as him, especially with targeting the body as well. So that's why I'm leaning towards Jamal Hill. I think it's going to be a 3rd round finish.
Okay, so far I'm the only one that's got Alex. But okay, Young Africa, you go next.
Oh no, Mariah, you ain't the only one, because I got Alex Pereira as well, man. Look, man, Alex Pereira, like Sturdy said, man, but Sturdy with the major gas, greatest left hook in fight sports history. I don't know if Sturdy knows about a Joe Frazier. I don't know if he knows about a Mike Tyson. I don't know if he knows about a Sugar Ray Robinson. If you want to talk about left hooks, man, just look it up, Sturdy. But look, Alex Pereira all-time great in terms of MMA, UFC, and he is a great knockout puncher. But that's not the reason why I think he's going to win. One, Jamal Hill's defense isn't the greatest, right? He has his hands down a lot and trusts in his reflexes a lot. If you watch his fights, right, susceptible to getting hit as well. And then Alex Pereira doesn't have the greatest defense, hands down to bait you in, but his management of the distance, his ability to always understand his distance, having a longer reach, being the taller fighter, and the distance from his kickboxing experience, being an all-time great kickboxer, is the reason why he'll win this fight. Now, if Jamal Hill wants to step in, he's going to get leg kick. He's going to get hit. And can he take one to give one? Because I don't think his head movement is the greatest. I don't think his hands are up enough for him to defend that. And if he's going to change up and have his hands up with a high guard, well, now he's not going to be so fast as to counter and to be ready to give it back. And so I think Alex Pereira is going to win. Now, if you take it to the ground, this and that, I don't even know if Jamal Hill off the Achilles has the stamina to do that for 5 rounds and to be able to hold a man's down like that. I don't think he's doing that. The man just tore his Achilles like 6, 7, 8 months ago. And so he ain't even at 100%, can't be 100%. And when those leg kicks come and bust out that Achilles, you're going to be feeling something, my guy, Jamal Hill. Now, I wouldn't mind if Jamal Hill won. You know what I mean? I love all the brothers in the world. But Alex Pereira is different, and he's going to show that he is the best light heavyweight in the game. And I hope Israel Adesanya beats that South African, then moves up and gets another belt and beats Pereira once again. They need to run that back because he was getting knocked out before he pulled off the miraculous punch off the ropes.
I got somebody on my side now. H from the UK. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I think this is a tie, man, because it's Alex all the way, man. Alex Pereira, hands of stone. This is what they're calling this guy, hands of stone, straight out of the favela, Brasilia.
Tranquilo.
Look, oh, yes, to the bed. Yo, straight up, man. At the end of the day, Jamal Hill's coming back from Achilles tear. This is his first fight, man. And to come in against I don't even want to say what I think Alex Pereira is, man. But he's hard, man. He's a hard man. No homo, no diddy. Yo, he's a different kettle of fish when it comes to fighting. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when he feels them leg kicks, he's gonna feel something else, man. Also, Alex Pereira's actually been training with I think how you say his name is Texila. He's been training with him.
Glover Teixeira.
Definitely. And that's the guy who Jamal Hill took the title from. So he's gonna pick up some things, definitely. Especially with keeping range, especially with keeping the fight on standing up and keeping it off the ground. Now, here's the question, and I just want to pose it to everyone who's got Jamal Hill. Can he take the combinations of Pereira? Because Pereira loves switching up his shots. He loves feinting. He loves going to the body. And we already know going to the body slows you down. And especially when you've not fought in a year, how's he going to take those body shots? And is it going to affect the fight? I pose it to anyone who's got Hill winning.
I think so. Listen, Jamal Hill, in my opinion, he's a tough dude. Like both of them tough guys, but like I think people underestimate Jamal Hill. I think for some reason, like and here's the thing too, Jamal Hill definitely is a better ground fighter. So that's the other thing too. It don't have to necessarily be a stand up. But I think listen, Jamal Hill has power. Forget about the left hook. Yeah, hey, y'all can keep talking about the left hook comment, whatever story say it is. But one thing you cannot deny with Jamal Hill is the power. The man has dangerous power that listen, Pereira gotta watch out. If you ever seen him, he hit Johnny Walker barely in his forehead, lights out. I mean, like you said, going back to Glover Teixeira, listen, he pieced him up. He pieced Glover up. And listen, I don't even know Pereira better than Glover Teixeira. A prime one per se. You know what I mean?
Stop it, man,
I don't even know if he's better than him per se.
Stop this cat. What?
Listen, I'm just saying Jamal is just a better well-rounded fighter when all things listen, like, hey, Jamal, the Sweet Dream, his nickname Sweet Dreams for a reason. He put people to sleep. Sweet, hey, listen, hey man, Listen, man, Michigan in the he from Michigan. Listen, man, hey, he a dog, man. Like I said, and you talk
You
about he
said
ain't
you don't know if
100%. Well, if
Pereira
he
better
wasn't
than
100%,
Lotus.
if he wasn't 100%, he wouldn't be fighting in UFC 300. This
No, the
man, listen,
bag. The
he
bag
got
is
the
heavy,
same.
bro.
Listen, he got the same surgery. He got the same surgery Aaron Rodgers got. So he good. He
Aaron
good. He got the
Rodgers.
same surgery, the same
Aaron
doctor where
Rodgers
Aaron
ain't
Rodgers.
fighting Alex Pereira, bro. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, he good. He's straight, man. So hey, shout out to Jamal Hill. I got Jamal second round knockout, man.
Okay. So I think that was like a split decision. So I think 3 said Alex, 3 said Jamal. We shall see tonight because the fight does happen tonight. Whoever wins. And could
And
be a
chat,
tie.
make sure y'all tell us who y'all got, like, because maybe y'all.
Oh yeah, tell us who y'all
like,
got in the chat too. So we shall see who wins
Who
this
y'all got?
night. Moving on to the much more phonier side of fighting, whatever you want to call it. WrestleMania 40 happened a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. So we saw a lot of storylines come to a finish. We saw some historic things be done. We saw WWE basically come back to its full form of entertainment and enjoyable viewership, okay? Because it's been lacking over the past couple of years, to be honest. Casual, what did you think about Cody Rhodes' finished story? And what do you think happens from here on out for Cody Rhodes?
The match in itself was I don't think we could have foreseen a much more entertaining ending to that storyline. I think the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns WrestleMania bout is probably the best. Yeah, I say the best storyline, like storybook ending to a title change that we have ever seen in WWE history, and it was all thanks to Triple H. What Brandon? What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The thing about it is when we're talking about like the bloodline story, the part that fascinates me is how Triple H and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman continue to they just interchange these characters. These characters come in, they have different purposes. Some of these people have zero connection to Roman Reigns. Like in Cody Rhodes' case, Cody Rhodes had no ties to the storyline. And yet when they entered him in gracefully. They entered him in very. It was definitely with a boom. And so everybody was on Triple H's case when he lost at WrestleMania 39. So coming into WrestleMania 40, we all knew, especially once he won the Royal Rumble, he had to finish the story. And then once The Rock came into fold, and that was an available thing, everybody was ready for The Rock versus Roman until you realized that was going to cause Cody Rhodes not to be champion for another year or so. And so when that happened, the fans went crazy. And they weren't happy. Hollywood Herm in the building, so he knows about the Cody Crybaby what they did. But for them to be able to shift gears and then shift gears again, all for the love of the WWE universe, I think that is the testament to the Triple H era. He's about the people, what they want. He's about wrestling being at its core again. Mm-hmm. More wrestling, less entertainment. But the storylines make sense, and that's what I appreciated. Everybody except for the Undertaker, and even in the Undertaker case, everybody made sense that entered into that match. Jey Uso entered into that match due to his connections, obviously, with the bloodline. John Cena entered into it and attacked specifically Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns because he has ties between those two. And even with the Undertaker, him just specifically going for The Rock even makes sense because True and Herm will appreciate this. If you make a call back to about, what was that about? It would be like damn near 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, Undertaker and The Rock was supposed to be having a feud at WrestleMania a long time ago. And so everything just makes sense how they got here. I think the championship change was definitely necessary. I appreciate that Cody Rhodes is coming out and he's not looking to take Roman's place. He's trying to carve a path of his own. He's coming out as a fighting champion. And so I'm appreciating what I'm seeing right now. The only thing that I'm interested in, I want to get Herm, Trues, and Brandon's thoughts on this. How do you feel about AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes reign to kick this off?
I think that will happen at Backlash. But I think this is not his story didn't end. I think it just begun. I think honestly the dynamic of the Rock, that's gonna be interesting throughout this whole summer actually, and I think it will be a SummerSlam match between the Rock and Cody Rhodes, and I think that story gonna linger on for a while into Survivor Series to the point where Roman Reigns gonna be back into the effect, and you know what I'm saying, bickering between Roman Reigns, The Rock, and the Bloodline, because you seen what happened on SmackDown with Solo. So the dynamics are getting crazy now. So now Solo probably start going into his own and basically feel like he gonna put everything on his shoulders now. But then let The Rock mess around and come in and get the title in SummerSlam. Now you're gonna have some tension within the Bloodline. And then, you know, the leadership, The Rock already embracing the final boss persona because he is on the board now. So he embracing that as is. So let him win the title of SummerSlam. He gonna take over the whole Bloodline. Roman go feel away. And at the end of the day, Cody gonna end up winning the title back probably because Roman Reigns gonna help him. And then you go get your match between The Rock and Roman Reigns to the point where you can build that rivalry and build that dynamic in the split in between the Bloodline. It's a lot of different angles they could go at, but I like it. Period. The Rock brought a lot of energy. He brought a lot of excitement to WrestleMania, and for him to consider embracing the villain role again, that was good for The Rock because to me that's when he at his best, when he is the villain to me. So I liked it. It was great for Cody Rhodes because that family, it does have a history in wrestling. His father should have had a title reign when he was living. So it's only right for now you let the youngest of the crew, you know what I'm saying, have his shine and is deserving because he been going around the circuit, found his way back to WWE, and he got it done. So man, props to Cody Rhodes, man. I love the direction WWE is going. Triple H doing a hell of a job. The Rock, we see now that his love for the business, I think he's gonna be around more often for the next few years. Yes, he still got Hollywood obligations, but he gonna come around more often because especially he's a part owner. He's on the board now, so he's gonna be more hands on as well. So it's good for wrestling, man. I love the way where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, True.
Yeah, and I mean, like, so I ain't going to repeat everybody. Listen, it's a lot of things that is going to, transpire. Listen, WrestleMania 40. Listen, big weekend in Philadelphia the past weekend. Like big weekend. Like 70,000 plus in 2 nights, and like sell out. Then Friday on night SmackDown and Raw and all that. I mean, listen, everybody was out there. I mean, even Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson was out there and getting it. I mean, but listen, let me address this comment too, man. Cause listen, we understand wrestling's not real, bro, but it's entertainment, right? I mean, TKO, the company owns UFC, also owns WWE. So listen, it gotta, hey, a lot of people gotta watch it. A lot of grown men, women, kids, everybody. Listen, it's entertaining. And like I said, Diesel, you said a comment too, something about, oh,
Please
you
don't
can't
even
get hurt in
acknowledge. Don't
wrestling.
even True. Don't even
Well,
acknowledge. Don't acknowledge
I'm just
Yeah,
saying, I'm just
yeah,
being
let's
informed people. Listen, you can't listen. I mean, hey, that's stupid. But neither here or there. But like, listen, like, I mean, WrestleMania, like you said, yeah, like how WWE is approaching like back into mainstream status. People forget like wrestling was they was competing with Monday Night Footballs and you know what I mean, and things of that nature back in the day, and then wrestling in the early past, well, let's say like in the late 2000s and 2010s per se, it wasn't a down spot per se, but then now all of a sudden the storyline, listen, and if y'all not watching, listen, the storylines, listen, y'all gonna love the storylines. I'm telling y'all now. If y'all ain't a fan, the storylines. Listen, hey, it's awesome. So I
Yeah,
mean,
the storylines are usually what draw people in the
yeah,
most.
so it's like, listen, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The storylines is one of the best, right? Listen, it's the reason why you have in guys like Roman Reigns with a Jordan brand deal. It's the reason why you have The Rock, one of the most famous people in the world, coming back to his roots. It's reasons why that, you know what I mean? They're doing all this viewership. They on Pat McAfee show, one of the greatest one of the best sports podcasts out. It's reasons why. I mean, so hey, it's phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, WrestleMania 40 was definitely dope. The main event, the matches, I enjoyed
I got
myself.
something
So
I got something you can speak about. True, speak about how much credit Roman needs to get for what he's done. What he's done.
absolutely. Listen, Roman Reigns, like I said,
For
if y'all not familiar with Roman Reigns, I mean, he's getting to a GOAT tier. Like he's listen, what he done for the rest of the business right now, helping to bring it back mainstream. Back,
Yes.
like I said before, believe it or not, like I said, wrestling used to be like, for example,
I
Hulk
do
Hogan.
agree.
They were looking at Hulk Hogan the same level as the level of status of a Michael Jordan and Michael. Believe it or not, Mike Tyson's and all that. And now Roman Reigns is slowly, you know what I mean. And shout out to Roman Reigns too. Um, been dealing with leukemia. He dealing. Listen,
Yeah.
he's dealing with
Yeah,
leukemia doing this.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
huge.
Do big. So he's doing this. You know what I mean? He's still taking his treatments as we speak, doing the process of this and you know what I mean, bringing in the entertainment and things of that nature. So I mean, listen, like I said, I mean, hey, when it comes to WWE and as a product, they killing it right now. So I mean, I think
But can we
rebrand.
can
What
can
Uh,
can
but,
besides the
Yeah,
but, but,
rebranding?
rebranding.
but true. I don't
oh,
agree
go ahead.
though, because I feel like Paul Heyman was just an instrumental throughout this
Oh,
whole
absolutely, Paul Heyman. Shout out to Paul
and
Heyman. Shout out to everybody. Like
had
it's a
more of
lot.
an impact.
Everybody.
I
I
think he,
like Paul
I
Heyman.
think, I think he had more of an impact than anybody because he brought out the best in Roman Reigns. Once Roman Reigns aligned himself with Paul Heyman, that's when you got to saw the different personality of Roman Reigns. That's when you got to see that okay, Roman Reigns can actually, you know what I'm saying, get on the mic. He can actually talk his stuff. He actually, you know what I'm saying, could be entertaining. A lot of people was frustrated with Roman Reigns because he was kind of boring. When he got with Paul Heyman, he elevated it to the status that you're talking about. So that's why I primarily can't put him in GOAT tier because guys like Shawn Michaels, guys like The Undertaker, they didn't need managers to push themselves into
The
legacy
Undertaker did.
status,
The
GOAT status.
Undertaker did
Well,
early in his career.
well,
Undertaker did.
yeah, he did have
Kane
Paul,
did.
bro. He did
Kane
have
did as
Paul,
well.
bro. But
Yeah.
but it but it was more the mystique of the
Brock
Undertaker
Lesnar
more
2002
than
had
Paul,
Paul
bro.
Heyman.
And what did we
Uh,
fall in love with? What did we fall in
the
love with doing
Rock,
about
I mean, the Rock did.
The Roman Reigns character during the pandemic though, Herm? We fell in love with the mystique of Roman Reigns. And to add to that point, in 2020, to start the whole runoff, Heyman barely said anything. He was just there. He was just sitting there to give legitimacy to the character that was the tribal chief, the head of the
Now
table.
you got to look
Roman
at it.
Reigns was the one that was
He
giving those
did
promos.
say a lot. He did say a lot to start pushing Roman Reigns. He did carry him to the point with the beef with Brock Lesnar. Remember, Paul Heyman
Yeah, but
was
that was
kind of
before. But that
carrying.
was
He was
after.
carrying. Nah, he was carrying that because you remember that's when Roman Reigns first came back. That's when Roman Reigns was getting
Mm-hmm.
things going. And end of the day, Paul Heyman was more proactive in that sense. Now, once Roman Reigns got comfortable in that new role that he took upon, because nobody
Roman
didn't think
wasn't the. I mean,
he was
Brock
always a
wasn't the
good guy.
first. Wasn't the first feud. Brock wasn't the first feud when Roman
No,
got
but that
back.
was the
When Roman got back.
no, but that was
Okay.
the feud. That was the feud that got him over though. When
Okay,
Paul
I
but I
was
do want
disagree.
to
great.
hear wait. I do want to hear rebranded get his take off about WrestleMania too. And do you agree that Roman Reigns is a GOAT tier? Because no, my personal opinion, no. But rebranded, what were your thoughts on
Wow,
WrestleMania
what?
first? What were your thoughts on WrestleMania
Um,
Hey,
first,
that's her
rebranded?
opinion. That's her opinion. Hey,
nah.
hit that like
So
button too. Hit that like
yeah,
button.
make sure I hit the like. Make sure I follow
Make sure you
the
hit that
X
like
account,
button
the
and
Twitter account
subscribe.
as well. But no. So I think honestly, the first night of WrestleMania, it was okay. The Philly crowd really let the first night down. But they bounced back though. Night 2, they bounced back. The Raw after that, they bounced back. They gave that Philly emotion that we've been used to from Philly over the years in sports. Um, and I was a few of the matches that I enjoyed personally. I did enjoy the Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. The problem that I had with Night 2 was that it was predictable, right? Like I could predict a lot of the things that was happening, right? Um, so we all knew that Cody Rhodes was going to finish the story, right? I knew that they were going to lose night 1 and then build a suspense with the whole bloodline rules and everything. Um, I would like. I'm glad Cody finished the story, right? I'm glad that Stardust
Here comes
finished
the
the
hate.
story,
Here
and
comes
no,
the hate.
listen, no, I'm glad he finished it, but it was underwhelming, and I felt like the Undertaker and everybody like it wasn't needed, honestly.
What?
It wasn't needed, bro. Like this is the gripe that I have with a lot of the in ring wrestling today, is that when I started watching it, we had people that actually knew how to wrestle. Right now, all it is a bunch of finishing moves to fill the match. A bunch of finishing moves. Somebody's going through the barrier outside in the crowd. It's like it's the same stuff. It's repetitive. I will
Oh,
say
so that's your
this.
problem. So that's your problem with Roman, with a
No,
Roman
not
match.
with a lot with Roman, but I also understand that he did carry the industry. He carried the WWE at a time where that shit was. I mean, that it was dead,
It was.
right? It was
I
dying.
agree.
So I give him his respect for that. But yeah, we not. I'm not about to gas this and say that this is one of the the best finishes and like because we're not gonna act like the Chris Benoit situation didn't
Yeah.
happen, right? Like we're not gonna act like Daniel Bryan didn't happen. Like Cody Rhodes is cool and all, but I feel like they gassed it a little more than what it needed to be. And to the whole wrestling is fake thing, no, wrestling is scripted, but they're really getting hurt. Like aside from the punches, like when
Seth
you
Rollins
slamming
would
on that
like to
mat,
fight back. Yeah,
yeah, you're getting hurt for real. But go ahead.
yeah. No, I
H
was
from
saying
the
Seth
UK.
Rollins would like to fight those
H,
allegations.
you got something to say? H, you
H
got
from
something to
the
say? H.
UK. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'll look
One of
at
my co-hosts, they watch a lot of wrestling, so I thought, you know what, let me get in my bag and turn back the clocks about
Mm.
20 years. So yeah, I watched it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was entertained. My adrenaline was going, man. I ain't gonna lie. However, just looking from an outside in perspective, similar to rebranding, it was very, very, very obvious. And
Yeah.
one thing I've noticed as well is that there's a very strong American theme within it.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of the American footballers coming in, which is America's favorite pastime sport. Then Cody Rhodes being the American nightmare comes in and saves the day for the red, white, and blue, and the America back on top and all of that. I was like, yeah, I hear you. It was entertaining, but going forward as a business, I'm like, yeah, in America, I could see it's going to be popping and it might be popular, but I think globally, people are over that American story coming to save the day, man. People are over it. So
Mm.
going forward, I think they need to get more creative with the scripts, man. Real talk.
Yeah, they do. I agree. Some of the things are predictable, which is kind of why I strayed away from WWE to begin with.
Yeah.
Two, they need to up their writing. But once again,
Facts, man.
Casual said Roman Reigns was in GOAT tier. You
Ooh,
all
Not
agree
even
with
I
it.
close,
said
G.
that.
Not
I did
I
not
even
said
say
that.
that.
Not even
close.
I
close.
said
I
Yo,
that.
did not
I
say
said
that.
that.
Oh,
I,
I
I
said
said
it.
that. I
I'm sorry.
said
yo,
that. I said that.
yo,
I said that
Whoa,
because
whoa, whoa!
listen,
Don't throw that on me.
I
Don't
Sorry.
s-
throw that on me.
I said that. I didn't say he was the best of all. I say he's entering the GOAT tier because listen, if you watch, listen, WWE doing press conferences. You know how listen, they doing press conferences and stuff after you got the basketball games and football games, they got the press conferences, and got the media asking them questions. They asked Paul Levesque, aka
Ooh.
Triple H, about hey, he put him in the GOAT tier, and Triple H been around the business a long time. So hey, I'm just saying, John Cena, even The Rock, they said, listen, they stamping Roman Reigns. So and then I'm just going off what I'm watching him seeing. This man is doing things that listen, like I said,
Yeah, but
fighting
they're gonna
leukemia,
they're gonna
doing
they're,
this and
they're gonna
raising the
stamp him
bar
though.
of of the WWE to where it's fact that listen, they competing with other things. To that point, they having the next year they're gonna have a Netflix deal. Well, they already signed Netflix deal, but you will see Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So we don't even got the NBA on Netflix yet. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that we gonna see Raw on Netflix before NBA, NFL? But that ain't that crazy. But I mean,
y'all are gassing, dude. Like, of course you're gonna have these legends that are gonna like stamp him. Like they're trying to grow the sport. They're gonna stamp him. Roman Reigns is not. Like, I don't know how he's
The
entered
NBA
GOAT
ain't
tier.
doing that.
I don't know how he's entered GOAT tier at all. Y'all are tweaking at this point. Like, give us other than this bloodline
Tribal Chief.
storyline, which I will say is a great storyline. What makes him GOAT tier?
He put his family on.
I don't have.
I'm gonna say that. I like this is me. This is one. Listen. I'm gonna stand on what I said.
He put on a family that was
Listen.
already heavily
No,
influenced.
this is what I'm saying. When I'm talking about putting no.
That's the part. See, now I'm coming to true defense.
Umaga and these guys.
Y'all are lying. Yeah. No,
I got it. I got it, Cash. That's
even though those are legendary wrestlers, they weren't talked about the way that they're talked about now.
Yeah.
And let me bloodline storyline.
Let me jump off the top rope.
The spotlight on the family tree.
You gonna jump off the top rope and I'm gonna roll out the way.
Let me jump on the top rope now. Let me jump on the top rope though. Listen,
look, I'm tagging you in. I'm tagging you in.
Hey, Casual set the table up. I'm on the ladder. About to elbow drop. Listen, when I'm talking about the putting his family on, and this is also a dope thing outside anything else, regardless if you're a fan of wrestling or not, this is something that you can respect and relate to, right? The family aspect of it. Like if the Usos, his brothers, even like I said, his associates like Sami Zayn, he have helped elevated people, his family and around him to becoming bigger names and getting bigger opportunities. That's GOAT tier to me. If you can sit up here and say, listen, listen, we all eating on the table.
Okay.
I'm not just eating. Everybody around me eating. That's GOAT tier to me.
Listen, my ankle hurts. You got me in it. Listen. So let's say they put their family on. So let's get into somebody else that put someone on. Let's get into someone else that's putting on. Caitlin Clark right now. Go ahead, Mario.
Yo, let me just say something real quick.
I like that segue. I like that.
Yo,
that was nice.
Casual, tell us who you got as the GOAT, man.
Who I have as the GOAT? I got John Cena.
Yeah, man. That's all you need to hear, man. That's all you need to hear, man. Say less, man. John Cena, the GOAT, man.
That's
all you need to hear, man.
That's crazy. But I like that segue though, rebranding. Yeah. I did like that segue.
Say it again, rebranding.
I'm just saying, like, we talking about people that put on the industry that they're in. Like, let's talk about Caitlin Clark, right? She's putting on right now. Mario, is she not?
Man, she really is. She ain't gonna say she put them on her back, but she a part of the growth that the NCAA got going on with the basketball squads, y'all. She's a part of that, and and for that, I think she will be on. She's on my Rushmore of female collegiate hoopers, women collegiate basketball players. For that,
question.
Ready?
What's up?
I said I didn't even think that was a question.
Oh yeah, she's on around Rushmore. Somebody had said I said she wasn't. I'm like, when did I say that? I had to be trolling. But yeah, she definitely on Mount Rushmore for female collegiate hoopers due to her having just basically an historic run in her collegiate career, all 4 years. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, all 4 years she averaged over like 25 points per game, over 5 assists a game. She's just the most dominant women's college basketball player that I personally have ever seen. Like when I actually started watching basketball heavily from here on out, it's just amazing. What she did for that. I be want to compare her to 2018 LeBron James for what she did like the past 2 years. Is that crazy? Is that crazy to compare? That's crazy. That's not crazy. 2018 LeBron. That's
you know what, Mario? Get yeah. Go ahead.
Go, man. Get off your chest, man.
Let her cook.
Wait.
I like it though.
Yeah,
I like it though.
No. I'm saying she's not crazy.
What?
But it sounds crazy. Y'all don't. The thing is, I don't think y'all understand how elite Caitlin Clark was this year,
It's
bro.
college though.
He was,
She ain't
bro.
even going up against the best though. Let's
Huh?
slow it down.
But she's
I
doing
hate
it
to
with
break
this
it.
have to do
at
this.
that
Hey,
collegiate
you
level.
just-
I hate to
Hold
break
on,
it
hold
to
on,
you.
hold on.
Look, Maria,
Hold on,
Maria,
let-
co-sign me. Tell me if I'm wrong, Maria. But I hate to break it to you guys. These women that are coming into the draft this year, they're going to be probably top 30 after the rookie season. I hate to break it to you guys.
You could argue this the best WNBA draft we done had since like
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree.
yeah, this is the best.
agree
Yeah,
with
this is
that.
the best.
Maria, so can you give us like, because I know that you're big into the whole, the WNBA and the women's sports and things like that. Can you give us like your top 5 coming out of college right now that we should be?
Before I move on to
Go ahead.
that, I want to
Go ahead.
give a shout out to South Carolina women's basketball team because
Yes.
them my
Yo.
girls.
Nah, hey,
Salute.
my college team, my new college team. Let's get it.
Undefeated. They went undefeated. But this is an old picture. This
You
with Asia
front
though.
runner.
This with Asia.
Hey, listen, shout out to Cadoce. Hey, I'm giving my
You front
Hey,
runner.
listen, South
too.
Carolina. I'll bring y'all the whole time, man. South Carolina, what it is,
Carolina,
man.
they went 38-0.
So much of a
season,
front runner. Oh my god.
including March Madness in a championship game. Coach Dawn Staley is that coach, and she will go down as you could already argue she's one of the greatest women collegiate hoopers ever, but she will probably go down as one of the best college coaches combined ever due to what she's doing over there in South Carolina. She lost her whole starting 5 last year. Then she lost Aaliyah Boston, who was the best player in last year's draft class. She lost Zaya Cook, a phenomenal guard. Like Zaya Cook is I just love the way Zaya Cook plays. She's guard, she's fast, she can shoot. I love Zaya Cook. Bria Bill, another phenomenal shooter that she lost. She had all that talent, and they did not return. Camila Cardoso stepped up, and so did the other players that she had.
Out of Brazil.
Dawn Staley. I don't want to say she did the impossible, but what she did is just phenomenal. It's on the day near the same level as what Caitlin Clark did for women's college basketball, because South Carolina will also be a part of like bringing women's college basketball back too. Like, congratulations to all these girls: Ashley, Raven, Camila, Chloe. Malaysia, like
my team.
That was stellar basketball.
Well,
And one thing I like about these group of girls is the way that they know how to play their role. You could say Camila Cardoso is the star of the team, and some people may say the star comes off the bench, which is Malaysia, because she comes off the bench and goes stupid crazy.
Can we give Raven Johnson?
Oh, Raven Johnson, of course, give Raven Johnson her flowers, because the
Caitlin Stopper, the
Caitlin Stopper.
That is
she
crazy.
was the say it again, the Caitlin Stopper. That's exactly what she was.
I got a question.
He was not.
Hold on,
my
let her
God.
cook. Let her cook.
I got a question, Mark.
What's up?
How it sounding? How you basically talking about every player on the roster? Do you think this is the best women's college basketball team of all time?
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say that. I
Just
wouldn't
making
say
sure,
that.
because you was
UConn had a little run now.
I was excited. I gotta gas them girls.
Chill off my new team, Herm. Chill off my new team, Herm. Chill off my new team.
Let me say this: as a person that never watched women's college basketball, this is my first season. I watched it, and it was amazing. I watched like the Final Four and the finals. Amazing game. Honestly, South Carolina, they're an amazing team. They had those rookies or the freshmen coming off the bench that was cooking and pulling up with the mid range. You know what I saw? And I saw the men's finals as well. And the Final Four, like the men's game is still based around post play, still based around size and strength. I feel like the women's game is more actually reflective of the NBA. They play more outside in, they play more pull up jumpers, they play more perimeter oriented play, and the skill level is actually right there comparable to the men's. It's actually more when you talk about the perimeter play of like Caitlin Clark and stuff. But let's not act like Iowa didn't get bailed out in the Final Four with the horrible call in the clutch. Man, you got to let her come off that screen, pull up, and shoot that shot. So let's not act, because UConn would have been a way better opponent versus South Carolina with the size that they had. as opposed to
It
Iowa.
was a
So
moving
so
pick.
that-
It
that's
wasn't a
ridiculous.
bad call.
It
Like
was
I
not
hate,
really
I
moving
hate.
like that, bro. Draymond Green be
It
sitting
wasn't
over there
playing,
all
moving
day,
like
man.
that.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
well,
they were playing
Draymond isn't on
physical.
this
She
team, so
stepped
he's not
into
getting
it.
that call. And it's not the
Right,
NBA,
here's
so
the
It
thing.
wasn't
They
really.
were playing
Wait, wait,
physical.
wait,
They
wait.
were
Do
playing
y'all think?
physical all
Hold
game
on,
though.
Mark.
That's
Go
the
ahead.
thing.
Wait, do
Let
y'all
Mario rock.
think? Okay, how many of y'all think that she actually did foul? Because I
I
thought
think
she
he
fouled
did.
too.
I'm gonna
I
say
think
It was
it
a
Nah,
this.
was.
I'm
but
gonna say
She
this.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
put
fouled.
it
say
like
this.
this.
Yes, I think it was a foul. Like I don't
Nah, I'm
know
gonna put
why
it like
people
this
make
though,
I'm gonna say.
y'all.
A cap.
I'm gonna put
She
it like
still
this though,
moved over
y'all.
the screen. She still fought over the screen
Now
and
hold on,
still got
y'all.
over it.
it was still a foul. Like I
Nah,
don't
Wait,
but hold
care.
on right quick, y'all.
okay,
I'm gonna
wait.
say this.
Let's let Herm go.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
let
this
her go.
though.
Yeah.
Typically, that is a foul, but those calls typically don't happen that late in the game like that though.
And that's the thing. That's
That's the
exactly what
Yeah,
whole.
he's
that's.
saying.
That's
I
like
agree. That's
my
what I was
advocate
saying.
saying
That's what I
what
was
he's saying,
saying.
and I understand what he's saying. That those calls normally don't get called that late in the game. So,
But
Yeah,
Herm,
but
you do
uh,
Herm
let me
question.
let me
If
let me
you
go after you,
Yeah, for sure.
casual, because this is
I
this is
just got a
teeing
question
me
for
off
Herm.
right now.
If you know that you're going against the face of the NCAA at that point, right now, if you know you're going up against that person and you know they're not finna be lenient on calls as they usually are because of the stakes that are at play, are you going to make those mistakes at that point?
I mean that those type of plays typically happen throughout the course of a game, anyways.
No,
So
no,
it's
no, no,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
like
But I'm saying that with understanding the context of who you're going against, how badly, because we typically on this platform, I've heard on this platform, people speak about how when it comes to basketball, especially when it comes to NBA, WNBA, just sports period that's in the media, they want to go with the matchup that's going to draw the most ticket sales. And so if that's the case, you know that they want Caitlin Clark to go up against South Carolina or whoever came out of that South Carolina game. We knew it was South Carolina, but you wanted to see her go up against whoever. So if you know that that's to be the case, because that's going to draw the most ticket sales, they're not going to be as lenient with that whistle as they typically are with any other team.
the problem with that statement. That game was physical the whole game, though. It was a physical
Yeah,
game.
but Herm,
That is a
Tough,
problem.
hard nosed
hold
game. So
hold on,
that's
hold on,
kind
because
of I can see
I
if it wasn't. But go ahead, Rebrand.
nah, because
Yeah, go ahead.
I hate this whole sentiment that, oh, you don't make that call when it's 30 seconds or no, bro, because at the end of the day, I would rather
But
listen, make the call, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a team that's going to get cheated either way. Like I hate this
I
swallow the
agree.
whistle pause.
Hold on, no.
No,
And
Wait,
I
wait,
Brandon,
wait,
hate
wait,
that.
wait.
I hate that.
Let
go
Brandon.
ahead,
Make the
Brandon, go ahead.
call. No, make
True
the
King.
correct call. Go ahead.
I was
You
just
go
about
ahead.
I was about to piggyback off of what Brandon said because on
I
tape,
agree.
it couldn't have been that physical for Iowa because Iowa tripled the free throw attempts compared to UConn. UConn took 4 to Iowa's 14. So they were getting the calls all game.
But the thing too. But the point is
Mario,
though,
you
like
muted.
if
You muted.
I agree, I agree, I agree that like it was a illegal screen. But like going to the point, and okay. But if you watch the game, they were playing physical. They were doing it the whole game. I saw a couple screens that were looking a little sketchy, but like they let them play. So like
Was it even an
you
illegal
can't sit
screen
per,
though?
but you can't
It
sit up
was.
It
here,
was.
but you can't. My problem is this, but you can't sit up here and call the game a certain way the whole time, then change it up and during that time. That's all I have a problem with. I didn't listen. It was a foul, but you can't be referees call it the whole
So
a different
so
way.
if it so
Let
if
them
it's a
play be
foul,
physical.
if it's a foul, it's
You
a
don't let them
foul.
play physical, but no, you're missing a
That's
point. They
not
let
how
them
they
play
call the
physical the
game.
whole game to that point. That's not the point. They
They've
let
been
them.
calling fouls for the opposition the whole game prior. That's what I'm trying to get y'all
I
to
mean,
understand. It's not like they've
yeah,
been
I don't know. I
it's
mean,
not like they changed. It's not like they changed their philosophy from the start of the game. No, they came in with the intention of, and UConn knew this because if you go and you look at that post game interview by Paige Becker, she said she already knew what she was up against. So you already knew that you were going into a game where Iowa was touted to come out of there because they wanted to see Caitlin Clark go into the championship game. They wanted her to do that.
Casual, tag me in real quick. This is
Yeah.
the thing.
Go ahead.
Y'all want to? Thank you. And then
yeah,
Mario, I'm
Mike
gonna give it
too.
back to you because listen, Mario, we hijacking right now. I'm sorry, but look, I
It's
gotta
cool.
just say
It's
this.
fine.
I
Because I
gotta
still
say
got my
this
question for you.
to all the people that's saying, oh well, you don't make that call. Yeah, okay. Of course, you're gonna be very vocal about that until it's your team that's not getting the call, right? Until you're the New Orleans Saints and you getting smacked before you even get the football, and now that's costing you a trip
Don't
to
talk
the.
about them.
Listen. It's costing you. So a team has to get cheated at the end of the day in that.
No,
So I'd
no, it
rather make
doesn't.
the
What
call.
I
kind
ain't
of
saying
logic is
that. I
this,
ain't
bro?
saying all that.
Hey, hold on, hold on. What kind of
wait.
logic is this man talking on, man? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I
man.
ain't saying all
No,
that.
no,
I
no,
ain't
no.
saying
I'm
all
not
The
saying
team
like
has
I'm
to
not
get
literally saying the
cheated.
team
That's
has
what
to
we
get
doing
cheated.
now.
No, no, no.
What we doing,
Listen.
man?
So
Oh, man.
you're okaying a call being missed, which is going to cost another
No, hey,
team.
hey, Brandon, this is what I'm saying. In the clutch, right? In the clutch, historically, in basketball, right? If the play is not inhibiting the offensive player to make a play, you don't really call it unless it's a flagrant, straight up foul. Obviously, if Page coming off the screen gets bumped like that, you call that. But if
Africa,
it's the
did she
screener
move?
coming and trailing the offensive player, and they still make it around the screener, and he's not floored, not dropped, not nothing, and they still come off clean, and they still there to contest. If she was gonna pull up, you let it go, and you see if she makes it, because
Africa,
the ref is
was she
not meant to
moving? Was she
decide
moving
the
with the
game,
pick,
bro. That's
Africa?
just how it is, man.
Was
That's
she
how it's
moving with
meant
the
to be.
pick or no,
You don't
Africa?
want
Did
that. And as a fan,
she
I
was
don't
still
want the
stepping
refs
into
to
it?
decide the calls, man, of the game, bro. Stop
Well,
it, man.
listen.
Ain't
So
no, ain't no everybody got to be
want to do,
cheated too.
unless y'all want to do
Yeah, I definitely
robots.
don't agree with that.
No, listen. I didn't mean
No,
we got to cheat someone. What I'm saying is, okay, if you're gonna make a call, I'd rather you make the correct call in the you know what I'm saying in the favor of the actual
they
person
don't make
that
the
needs to
correct
call.
call though. They don't do that
So
though.
y'all want to start
I'm
doing?
coming from the
So hold on.
premise. Hey,
Hold
Brandon,
on.
hold on. I'm coming from the premise of refs be making bad calls the whole game. They don't make consistently
They do.
good calls. They make bad calls all
Okay,
the
so
way
let's move
throughout
the
the game.
refs
So
out.
don't
Let's
make
move
a
the
bad
refs
call
out.
at the end of the game. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But
Go,
Let him
okay,
go
play,
ahead,
but
man.
Mario.
I think more so of the anger about that whole game was just the timing of the call. Because in my opinion, yes, it was a foul. It was a stupid foul by Leah Edwards, but it was just the timing. I think there were like less than 20 seconds left in the
It
game,
was. It was.
and everything was
Yeah.
just lined up for Paige to hit a shot and probably take the win, or she could have missed it and lose the game. One thing that I don't like about that game is that people specifically blame that call on UConn losing, and that's not the case either, because UConn started slacking offensively and defensively in the second half. They blew a 12-point lead too. So the officiating wasn't the best that game, but it's not the sole reason why the UConn women's basketball team lost. However, on the other hand, I give a congratulations to the UConn Huskies in the men's basketball section, because they beat Purdue. They managed to somehow, control Zach Edey, I guess. I don't really know what happened, but I had UConn winning. I think they like the last team in like over 10, not over 10. Yeah, it is like over 10 years to two-peat, to win back to back. So congratulations to the men Huskies. What are y'all thoughts on the season that they've had? On the season that they had.
Hey, shout out to Dan Hurley and them, man. They was an experienced team. Um, they listen when you look at UConn compared to everybody else in the tournament. Like, listen, they really had no competition. Honestly, like they play at a like if you really look at how they rolled, nobody really was challenging them. Like they really played. They showed levels. Like it's not easy to win back to back championships.
It's
It's
not.
not. I mean,
It's not.
and to be focused like that and do it again and win again. I mean, listen, like I said, shout out to Zach Edey, and you heard Dan Hurley, and in his post comments, he said, listen, he can get all he want. We're gonna stop everybody else. He ain't listen. Hey, he can get this the double whatever, but hey, UConn showed it was levels and
Yeah,
yeah,
UConn.
UConn is that they a blue bud. I think technically they a blue bud technically now, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he muted too, yeah, you blue blood,
yeah. But yeah, so just congratulations to the man Huskies basketball team. Moving on to the WNBA draft, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Monday night.
Hmm.
And we got to get into, since I just said this is probably the most historic WNBA draft that we've probably seen in a long time. I got to get into some of the draft picks in this year's draft class. So number one should be pretty obvious. I think everybody on the panel can agree that it will be Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
obvious.
That's
Historic.
I don't know if I can be stuck.
Yeah, pretty obvious it's gonna be Caitlyn.
Yeah,
Now
it's
after her is when you could basically plug this person in, play that person out, whichever. Number 2, however, I still got, in my opinion, the second best player in that draft, which would be Cameron Brink going to the LA Sparks.
Paige Beckers, didn't she say she's staying?
Yeah, Paige Beckers is staying, so this graphic is wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paige Beckers is staying in college again. But yeah, number 2, I got Cameron Brink.
Yes,
she's the best defender in this draft. She's the second best player in this draft. I don't see why she doesn't go number 2. The LA Sparks need her. She's able to play more than one position. You don't have to just put her at the 5. She's a good rim protector also, which is something that the Sparks lack. So I don't see why they don't take her at the number 2 spot. Casual, do you have anything to say about Cameron Brink?
I just want to ask a question on why she was not a talking point of this season. They were so focused on Angel Reese, and I'm not here to knock Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a phenomenal player, but if we're being quite honest with ourselves, she's not even a top 5 player in this draft. That's not because she's bad. That's just how talented this draft is. Like, there's so many players that they offer either the same level of impact and productivity as Angel Reese, while also having upside in other areas. Like, I think there's a cap to how elite Angel Reese will be as compared to Cameron Brink. I think Cameron Brink can reach another level offensively. I think defensively, I think she's already the better player just off of rim protection alone. I think the problem that I saw with Angel Reese, specifically in the LSU game, is she was able to get into foul trouble like very easily, like a little too easily. Her anticipation game is a little bit questionable. And so when I'm looking at Cameron Brink, she checks all the boxes of an impactful defender right off the bat. And especially with her finishing ability that she showed in college, at times can be a little bit questionable because she gets a little scared of the double team being sent her way. So she can just plug up some shots sometimes. But I think her offensive upside and her defensive foundation already is enough to where there shouldn't be many people that should be talked about her, that should be talked above her at this stage of the NCAA season. And so I wanted to ask you, why exactly was Cameron Brink not being talked about that much?
Yeah,
I think. Oh yeah, H for the UK. You go ahead before me.
Yeah, I'll answer that. Yes, personally, when you watch Cameron Brink play, she's a very technical basketballer, very fundamentally sound. But when you actually watch her, game is boring. I'm not gonna lie to you, her game is very boring.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, and we live in a highlight era, and at the end of the day, highlights get the views. The game is very boring. She reminds me of a guy who you think's top 5, and I don't know how. She reminds me of Tim Duncan, man. She reminds me of Tim Duncan, man. That's who she reminds me of, man.
Say it.
A blonde Tim Duncan. She's boring, man, but she's gonna. I think out of all of them, I think from a winning standpoint, I think she's probably going to be the most successful. She's very sound. Her jump shot's sweet. She knows all the right moves, knows how to scream well, knows how to pass, move, everything. It's just her game is just boring.
But okay, similar to what Max Pinchinet, I think I said your name right, brother. He hit it on the head. Angel Reese's game isn't as like exciting as you guys make it out to be. Well, not you guys, but as the media makes it out to be. It's simply because, and this is what the answer I was hoping you would say, is because of the team she's on. It's because what the team that Cameron Brink is on is not as exciting of a unit as LSU. LSU is stacked. And Angel Reese was at the helm of it defensively. And so it put her name, especially with her, I won't say antics, but especially with her taunting when she's up, it put her at the forefront of it. But let's make no mistake about this. If we're being quite honest with ourselves, even in LSU, Angel Reese was not the best player on that team.
Nah, man, not at all, man.
And so, and when I'm looking at Cameron Brink, if you put Cameron Brink in a situation that is as talented as LSU, I'm telling you right now, not only would her name be talked about as much, but that team would be just as successful, if not more, in some instances, because of what Cameron Brink brings to the table defensively. And like I'm so high on her, and I can't wait to see her on the LA Sparks, because similar to what Maria said, they absolutely need a roamer defensively. Like their front line is suspect as can be, and I think she takes them to a different level.
And I agree with everything that you said and what H for the UK said. To answer your question too, her game is not appealing to, you know, people who watch basketball. I think Angel Reese's more so her personality peeks through and overrides her abilities on the court, because if you watch women's college basketball, you know Cameron Brink is still better than Angel Reese at the game. But yeah, that's really all I can say as to why her name isn't just mentioned like that. And the Stanford unit mention was actually a good one too.
Yeah, I think
baby, y'all gonna see a lady from Sudan get drafted in the top 10, and she gonna be nice. Y'all sleep on the international African players that roll up into the WNBA. There's gonna be a Sudanese lady called Puwak.
Let's believe I don't. There's a lady over there in Dallas.
There's gonna be a lady called Puwak that comes through. She's gonna be top 10 drafted, and she's gonna be one of the. If she was in college this year, she would have been one of the best college players by far, easily. She like 6'2", 6'3", Sudanese, off dribble, quick first step, athletic, defense.
Sleeper.
Oh, you about to see that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I think she was overshadowed.
Go ahead. I
think she was overshadowed because I usually like to look at the people y'all name. Y'all look like LNG Reese, Caitlin Clark. This unfortunate. Even Juju Watkins was getting a lot of attention for what she was doing in USC. So it's like, unfortunately, like you said, I think she got overshadowed thing. And like you add her the game, maybe boring, whatever, and you add other aspects of other talent in the college game. So, let me see. Hold up, Lamont. Shout out to Lamont too. Oh, hold on, let me see. Shout out to Lamont. I saw him. He was in the chat. Let me see. Shout out to Lamont. He coaching right now. I think in the Final Four right now.
Hey, good
in
luck,
club
Lamont.
basketball. In Final Four right now. So
Congrats.
shout out to him.
Okay.
Can I respond to a chat real quick, Mario? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To Cottage 81 and Diesel, comparing her to Tim Duncan is not disrespectful. Now I know you guys are looking at the totality of his career and that being the final product of what Tim Duncan his resume is why you would say is disrespectful. We're strictly talking his game, and as far as his game, they touted it as boring. I don't know what to tell you, brother. But he was efficient. He was efficient on both the offensive and defensive side. He was very patient and meticulous with his defensive rotation ability.
Fundamentally sound.
Yes, he was very sound when it came to the fundamentals of the game. When it came to boxing out, blocking and not sending it to the second row, but blocking it and keeping it in play, he mastered that. When it came to the offensive side, him being able to be a consistent rolling player, screening properly, putting himself in position to get the ball so that he can make a quick and easy bucket before the double team came. Those are things that Tim Duncan provided that Cameron Brink. She may not be there offensively, but defensively, she applies the same. You can apply the same logic that I said for Tim Duncan to Cameron Brink. That's why this is not that crazy of a comparison.
Okay, I do want to finish giving the last couple of picks for the WNBA draft that I have. So at 3, I have Rakia Jackson. She played for Tennessee. Her player comp is Cheryl Swoops. Dawn Staley compared it to Cheryl Swoops. She's the 3rd best player in this draft class. And once again, I don't see why I forgot who she was going to. But they got rid of an elite scorer, and Rakia Jackson is another elite scorer. So it's like, just go ahead and draft another elite scorer. Shout out Kalia Copper. Also, and number 4 is Camila Cardoso, and I think that'd be another perfect pick for her. This would be another perfect pick for the Sparks. She would be teamed up with Brink, and I think that's like the Twin Towers. So I just really like them together, and another elite rim protector, and you can alleviate some of the defensive pressure off of Cameron Brink if you add a player like Camila Cardoso to the team. And number 5 is JC Sheldon, just another elite scorer. She would help the Dallas Wings out a lot with the 3-point shooting situation that they have because they lack. They suck basically at their 3-point percentage is not that great, and she would just help with that. And I have Angel Reese going at number 7, which would be to the Minnesota Lynx, and her player comp to me is Nas Hillman. She was a former WNBA player, just more of a person who can defend, a good rebounder. However, Angel Reese has been working on her offensive game, so I give my flowers to her because I do want her to improve on that because that was one of my I was kind of side-eyeing her when she decided to declare because she doesn't have really an offensive game like at all. But yeah, those are my top 5 picks for the WNBA draft. Y'all make sure y'all tune in Monday night to see those beautiful ladies.
Hey, hey, Mari, can I ask Casual a quick question?
Yes.
Hey, Casual, what's your favorite movie?
What's my favorite movie?
Yeah, what's your favorite movie?
Harry Potter.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
What?
No, it's not.
It's either Harry Potter or Hitch. How you gonna
No, it's not. You know what, bro? It's the crossover. It's the crossover.
This nigga here.
I ain't gonna lie, that was funny.
Let's go. Let's get into it, man. Let's spice it up, yo. Get to like so, man.
I do want to ask you one more.
Harry Potter, though.
I feel
Right,
turn over when we move to the next topic.
You a Hufflepuff?
No, this is just one last question.
Okay, last take from
Casual. Last question, then we move on. Mario, how did you taking Rakia Jackson over Yola Lee?
Yeah, I mean Rakia Jackson, she can defend, she can rebound, she can score, and from what I heard, if I'm Elisa, which is I think who you're talking about, we talking about the same person.
No. I'm sorry, I said Yoka Lee. She played for Kansas State.
Yeah, do more research on her. I'm be honest. So, I don't know. I gotta do more.
No. It's cool. I was just asking because Ayoka was average. She averaged like 20-8 this year on like 60% true shooting. So that's like I just want I didn't know if maybe you forgot about her or something like that. But me personally, I think Ayoka Lee is like she's definitely going top 7 to me. But that's fine.
Top 7. Ooh,
she's 6'6" doing this.
Salutes or
she's 6'6" doing this. So that's why I'm moved.
She definitely be going to Gryffindor probably next year, right? Gryffindor or Slytherin.
She's
Slytherin. Yeah, probably.
See, Brandon. That's how we know he ain't paying attention. Man, she's a Slytherin, man.
Listen, the fact that we know the school,
okay.
Says a lot.
Okay, so we talked about the women's side of basketball. Now we got to switch over to the NBA, the men's professional. Now we got to talk about LeBron, Steph Curry, and the play-in that both of these players are in. Which is crazy.
Hey, what you gotta say, Herb? What you gotta say, Herb, about this, man? Herb been waiting for this. Herb been waiting for this.
With her, the chain hanging low.
I'm telling y'all this now.
Too low, huh?
Y'all gonna see something. Y'all LeBron fans, y'all Curry fans, get ready. Because LeBron James and Steph Curry will not make it through the play-in. They both will be eliminated. They both will be home. And I'm telling you, the Pelicans and the Kings will get through the play-in, and that would be a 7th or 8th seed. I just think, end of the day, Golden State and the Lakers went through too much turmoil, too much up and downs. You got a lot of question marks within the team dynamics of the coach and the players for the Lakers. Then you got Draymond Green basically been a negative for the Warriors all year round. I think end of the day, this is a new era, you guys, to promote the new talent in the NBA, and this is the best opportunity for the NBA to do it. Y'all get ready for the red table talk that you go see Steph Curry and LeBron James do, because soon they both get eliminated. LeBron James and LeBron and JJ Redick will invite Steph Curry on to the podcast, and y'all get to see them talk about the 2016 finals and whatever they want to talk about in the East. In the East, man, it doesn't matter what goes on. The Sixers and the Miami Heat go get through the play-in. Those gonna be a 7th or 8th seeds. The Bulls and the Hawks have no damn chance. So we already know how the East go play out. But for us in the West, y'all can be mad if you want to. Curry fans and LeBron fans, both them brothers will be home. I'm telling y'all this now. Y'all heard it here first.
Yeah, y'all heard it here on the crossover first. Herm said that LeBron and Steph will not make the playoffs.
This cap.
By the way, I just want to let y'all know these predictions will be noted and will be held against you later. Do you think?
Facts.
Yeah, will be held against you later.
Yeah,
Casual, what do you
definitely.
think about the plan and who you think getting past certain rounds? Because I'm kind of confused on the structure myself. I tried to like write it down, but like since
I'm
it's not
sorry. I'm over
solidified,
here. I'm over here responding to Adam John. Adam John. The my favorite Harry Potter movie is Harry Potter and the Half Blood Prince. I think that was the seventh. That was the seventh entry. So that that's me. As far as we're Lakers versus Warriors, right?
oh yeah,
Nah,
hold
The
on.
we talking
Lakers,
about the
the Lakers
plans.
actually, the
Yeah,
Talking
Lakers
the
as
about
of
Lakers.
today, the Lakers as of today is the
As you
eighth seed.
can see on your screen, this is the accurate representation as of today
I
of the
ain't gonna let you. I can
standings.
see this shit. This
So
shit.
So like,
if if the playing it in today, we would have the Kings versus the Warriors for 9th and 10th seed, the Suns versus the Lakers in 7th and 8th seed, and on the East it will be Bulls versus Hawks.
Okay.
You know, Herm's favorite team, Bulls versus Hawks in 9th and 10th seed, and we
Okay.
got Philly against the Celtics' worst nightmare, Miami, in the 8th seed.
Okay.
So these are, if hypothetically these were to end today, these would be the playing predictions.
Okay. So
And matter of fact,
which one are
yeah,
we talking about right now?
I said I'll say start with the unanimous one. In my opinion, the 9-10 seed for both conferences is
Okay.
stuck for what it is. To be honest with you.
So Sacramento versus Warriors or Chicago versus Atlanta?
The
I
West
said
could change tomorrow though, so you really can't
do the
say that.
East.
Do the
But
East?
Do the East. Yeah,
For the
let's just
East
do the
is
East.
stuck.
Because
It's
I
stuck.
heard the nine in Chicago and the Hawks is like solidified, right?
Yes,
With our
it is. Yes, it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bulls and Hawks not going nowhere.
Yeah, so let's do them first, and then we'll go to the other side.
I'm as far as Chicago versus Atlanta, I'm gonna go Atlanta. I'm gonna go Atlanta. It's so hard for me to like for me to like want the Atlanta Hawks to succeed because they literally every time I've rooted for them this season, they end up proving me wrong. Because I end up saying that the tandem of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray figured it out. Jalen Johnson and his continuous progression, Quinn Snyder and his defensive schemes is not going to make this team look even better. And then they go out there and Trae Young ends up chucking up a whole bunch of shots. DeJounte Murray is still lacking the ability to pass when in pressurized moments in the lane. So he decides to shoot a tough mid-range. And then even though Jalen Johnson is fine, Quinn Snyder, like I don't think it should go unnoticed. This man struggles with like rotations in defense on defenses. Like I don't know if anybody else noticed that. Like as far as like your defensive rotations, that's specifically where Atlanta struggles, and Utah struggle with that too. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with them because they're the more talented team compared to Chicago, but it's going to be a close game just because Atlanta's going to find some way to keep them in this game.
Okay, Young Africa, go ahead. Who you got between those two teams?
No doubt, man. Shout out to Mariah, man. You the real MVP of this stream. You've been cooking, man. But I'm gonna say this. Look, Sturdy, write this down, right? So in the Eastern Conference, 7-8 matchup, right? Miami or Philly, either one, whoever loses is gonna beat Chicago or Atlanta, and so it's gonna be Miami and Philly, 7-8, 8-7, whatever it is, right? And then whoever's gonna go up against the Bucks out of Philly and Miami in the first round will beat the Bucks, right? So that will be an upset. Whoever's 7, whoever 8, Philly or Miami will beat the Bucks. And True should be very nervous about the 7-8 matchup when it comes to the Celtics. If you play Miami in the first round, you should be sweating. You kind of nervous. If you got to play Philly and Joel Embiid, who ain't beat up yet and can still put up 35 for the series, you should be worried. And so that's going to be a tough series. Ain't no benefits of you being the first seed, right? And then we go to the Western Conference, the true legacy conference, where it's a harder side. The Boston been coasting in the East, and we know that the West is way better than the East this season, way deeper, way more contenders. And I would say this: it would be coming out the West, the LA Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. Now, I feel like the Lakers are going to beat the Suns, and we're going to be the 7th seed. We will beat Minnesota in the first round as well. So I feel like The Lakers are coasting. We're going to the second round at minimum. And when it comes to when the Suns will play the Golden State Warriors. I think Sacramento getting bounced into playing. They play Golden State Warriors, and beats KD and Booker. They beat Golden State Warriors. And look, when it comes to the playoffs, personally, I think it's about shot making and shot creating abilities. Now, the defense matters, but when it comes to the clutch and when it comes to both great teams, potent teams, I think that shot making matters. When it comes to the Lakers being one of the best offenses in the last couple months, number two, I think LeBron James playing at an elite level. We better not hope, Herm, that LeBron wins a championship this year, because that will be the final sentence in a legacy that will be called the greatest of all time, right? And so if he makes a deep run and gets to the finals, that will be something amazing. I don't expect it, but if it does happen, Herm, you better take that chain off and give it up to the GOAT, Herm. You better do that. So I expect Suns and the Lakers, and I expect Philly and Miami. And it should be really good first round, one of the best first rounds of all time, because the matchups are going to look crazy. A lot of upset.
We gonna go ahead and go to. We gonna go. Okay. We gonna go ahead and go to True to King. I know casual. We didn't get your other takes, but we just gonna go.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, wait, we talking about all of them? I thought we were just.
So do y'all want to
listen, it was so many. It was like, I ain't gonna hold you, like the last couple minutes with so much bad takes, man. I thought we talking playing, man. I heard Celtics, man. I hold up. This is 2021. I thought it was 2021. That time Celtics was a playing. Listen, we talking about the playing.
How about this? I have to leave in a second, so I'll just give the last the other three.
You go then.
Okay, and then I'll do, and then True and y'all can cook.
Okay.
Can you put the image back on?
Oh, let me see.
Okay. Philly and Miami. I'm gonna go Miami, especially with Joel Embiid being injured. Yeah, he's not. He's. I don't know with this Philly team. You want to have hope. Even with me being a Bucks fan and Philly being like the ops. Like, even I have been looking at this team, and I just want Joel Embiid to be healthy. I want Joel Embiid so desperately to be healthy enough for us to be able to make a fair assessment on who he is as a player in the postseason, but he's always hurt. And so I just can't pick him in this game against Miami. So I'm picking Miami. Phoenix versus LA. Man, if any of you guys been paying attention this whole season, for every game that Phoenix and LA goes up against each other, it's always a nail biter. And a large reason of that is because Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are two dynamic scorers that, especially with Bradley Beal brought into the fold, even Anthony Davis and that defensive unit cannot contain. Like Devin Booker is having his way with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves. You pick who you want. And so also is also I would like to say that LeBron and AD are starting to figure it out. So it's going to be a nail biter. But if I have to pick, like right now, I'm gonna go with Phoenix, just because I feel like their offense is going to be sustainable throughout the entire game. I think LA has too many woes for me to truly believe that they're going to be able to pull this out in a meaningful game. And then Sacramento versus Golden State, I'm going to go with Golden State because they've had their number this entire time, from last postseason all the way up to now. Sacramento has just for some reason that offense, that DHO offense, it does not work against Golden State, and you're not beating Stephen Curry in a shootout. I just don't believe that to happen.
You can't. Okay, that's true.
I just want to give people context. Casual, he picked the Suns because he believes Devin Booker's a top 10 player. Just give people some context, some lore. You know what I'm saying? 10. But we appreciate you, Casual. Yeah, we appreciate you, Casual. We appreciate your take.
I can't stand you.
Go ahead, True the King.
I'll let y'all later. The playing. Let's just get to the easiest match. I mean, I believe if I gotta say who's gonna win Atlanta versus Chicago, I'll probably go Chicago. In that, go Chicago with that. Philly, Miami. I'll go Philly, and this is the plan, y'all. This is the plan, so everything ain't guaranteed. You don't need one game. With certain teams, right? Listen, you don't gotta be better than somebody one game. And like I said, if I got Philly beat Miami, me and Miami got to play Chicago. Let's not forget last year, Chicago almost won that game in the play-in. So I mean, listen, I still have Miami, but listen, hey, it ain't going. It's the reason why Philly and Miami is not trying to be in the play-in. So because like that, things like that can happen. So then in the Western Conference, it's this where it's hey, if I'm not mistaken, it's not even technically it's not even set technically, right? Because the Pelicans they
It could
lose,
still
they
change.
if the
Could still
Pelicans
change up.
lose, they the seventh, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. So that's why the Lakers gained them all. It's gonna be big, but I mean, but granted, though, it's going off okay what it is now. Lakers and Suns. I mean, Lakers gotta go to Phoenix. Um, dang, I may have to go. I'll probably go Lakers on that. Go Lakers on that. Kings and Warriors. Now, if the Kings was healthier, I would pick Kings, but even they home. But hey, I gotta go Warriors. They're a healthier team, and I got Suns beating Warriors. Yeah, to get that eighth seed. So that's how I really look at it.
Oh, no, true.
To
You
be
said I
honest with
had
you,
bad takes, and you copied my picks. Like, what you on right now,
I
man?
ain't copying your picks. You said
Copy
something about
that's
Celtics. We
exactly
talking
what
about
I
playing,
said, man.
bro.
Stop this,
That's
man.
terrible,
That's
bro.
Okay, let's
Stay
madness.
on
hold on.
topic.
Let's hold on. Let's
Stay on
hold
Straight
on.
topic, man.
madness.
Let's get Ace from the UK picks for the play-in.
Yo, man, it's crazy out here. I'm hearing man say Hitch and Harry Potter's their favorite movie. I'm hearing
Facts.
Frozen. I'm hearing
That's crazy.
Frozen. I'm hearing all of these things, man. I thought I was with some high intellectual, analytical guys, man. But the stuff I'm hearing got me questioning, man. But now, all jokes aside, man, like I start off with the Lakers and Phoenix. Either way, the Lakers are going into the playoffs. If they lose, they're gonna win the second game regardless, whoever they play. But I think they'll beat Phoenix. The last games I've been watching of Phoenix have been horrendous. And I'm a Durant guy. I think in his prime, he's probably the most talented player I've ever seen. But yo, he's a shell of himself right now, man. The handle ain't there no more. The speed ain't there no more. Yeah, man. And I don't think he can carry this team. I heard casual talking about Devin Booker being a great player or a great scorer, man. Nah, man. I'll be honest, man. I watched Devin Booker against the Clippers, man. Yo, man, he's not the one. Sorry, he's not the one. He can score.
Not the
He can
one.
put up points, but you don't feel none of his points. And end of the day, LeBron James is when it comes to managing games and taking over. I think he's reached that. So I got Lakers
Oh,
over
you
the
said
Phoenix.
Devin Booker points? No impact. No impact
No
points.
impact,
Okay.
bro. No impact. Puts up high
Devin Booker,
scoring
no
numbers in
impact?
losing efforts, man. No impact, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, Africa, you're laughing at, but you ain't denying it because you know it's true, man. No impact, bro. No
Hey,
impact.
Africa, you gonna rebuttal?
No. Stay cooking, man. I kind of agree, man. Keep going though. Keep going.
Yeah, man. Fair left, man. You already know. But yeah, let's move on to the next one, man. Golden State versus the Kings. I got Golden State, man. I think they got too much firepower for the Kings. Kings ain't healthy. Then we've got Bulls versus the Hawks. Now, I'm going with the Hawks. I think the Hawks have been on a nice run, and I think Murray's gonna show himself again, man. What it's about. Plus, you got
Yeah.
Trey Young who can do his thing, man. So I'm going with the Hawks. And then we got the one what's probably very how can I say divided between the chat with Philly and the Heat. I personally think Joel Embiid, even at 80%, is better than all these guys, man. Honestly. Then you add Nick Nurse, who's a savant when it comes to coaching. You've got I forgot the guy's name, the point guard they got, man, Maxi. That's it. I think it's just going to be too much for the Heat. However, I think the Heat will beat whoever they play in the winner versus loser. So, yeah, that's it.
And H, I just got a question for you, real quick. H, do you think in that first round, the Celtics and the Bucks should be worried about the Philly and Miami in the first round matchup?
They won't be worried about Miami, no, but they could be. They definitely be worried about. I think Joel Embiid, for me personally, he always flops off, man. But no homo, no Diddy, because that's I'm coming out with the wildest today, man. No homo, no diddy. But yo, I think he's gonna be a problem, man. I think it's gonna be a real problem. A real problem. So they should be worried. But I got the Celtics beating them regardless, man. I think it'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ace 30. We got you next.
Thanks and foremost. Obviously, you saved the best for last. But first prediction, I'm just going with the East. Bulls versus Hawks. But ironically, it's a good matchup. But I'm gonna lean towards the Bulls on this one. I think the Hawks' untimely injury is going to cost them. Literally, when they got Trey back, they end up losing other key role players, especially for their starting lineup. So I think that's going to prove a great advantage for the Bulls. So that's why I got them winning. They're playing. Then I got Philly beating Miami. I got update news from Joel Embiid's injury status about 7 hours ago. The injury scare, it was more so a scare. He's actually going to be good for the next 2 games. So I think healthy Embiid is going, not a healthy, but mostly healthy Embiid is going to be a problem mismatch for Miami, and also for a guy like Nick Nurse in particular. He's looking forward to that matchup. I think Maxey is going to have a great game against the Heat, because I think all the defensive attention is going to be primarily set on Embiid, trying to attack Embiid, trying to get deter Embiid, but then Maxey going to continue to attack downhill. And the sleeper game in particular, I think the defense of the wings of the 76ers can play a toll on Jimmy, at least for that one game. So I got them winning that game 8-7. Then I got Miami beating the Bulls, obviously way superior team, but I think Miami's too good to lose 2 straight playing games, as we saw last year. So I got resulting in Philly facing the Bucks. I do think the Bucks win their last game of the season and retain their second seed, and Miami facing the Celtics. Celtics got to face their demons in the first round. But let's get to the West.
Hey,
let's get to the West.
Start. Should they be worried in the first round?
We'll get to that. Hold on. True. I said nothing this whole time. I just want to finish my take.
True already mad, bro. Yeah, true.
So anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Western Conference. All right. I have Golden State beating the Kings. I think what Jay said was on point. They pretty much had the Kings' number, especially since the Kings losing Malik Monk is such a big blow for the Kings. Such a huge blow. That dude, before the season started, I had him 6 man a year, but he proved to be way more valuable. And to be honest with you, he's their unanimous 3rd best player, in my opinion. Some nights he's their 2nd best player. You know what I mean? So losing that level of playmaking, losing that level of shot creation, losing that level, because he hits a lot of timely shots. Like, that's the main thing. Like, if you watch the Kings, shout out to True King, he said it all himself. Every time you watch the Kings game, they're always competitive. And Malik Monk was a large part of that. So losing Malik Monk, I think he's going to lose to experienced Warriors. Also, Draymond, let's be honest, he gives Sabonis PTSD from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to perform that well, and the Kings unfortunately going to go home. Then the Suns versus the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to win the play-in. I think actually I changed my mind. I think the Suns going to win that round. I'm leaning towards Lakers. I apologize. Lakers are going to win that because AD and LeBron, they're playing well. In particular, when you see, I'm not gonna lie, it's really the AD LeBron effect. I don't see Phoenix having any sort of game plan to stop that pick and roll game. I don't see anything to stop them from being able to get into the line. And most importantly, the unsung guy for the Lakers has been D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is playing his best brand of basketball in years. Some might say this best stretch of his career. And so having that X factor with the interior advantage of the Lakers, that's why I think they're going to beat the Phoenix Suns. Now, this one, you want to talk about storybook endings? Curry versus KD, Warriors versus Suns. Loser goes home. But all the chips in the bucket, who you going to get? Devin Booker and KD, or Steph Curry and Draymond Green? Who you gonna pick? Who you gonna pick?
Yeah.
You remove Klay Thompson.
I thought about saying Klay Thompson, but you know, straight about Klay Thompson. The reason I thought about it for a quick second, Africa, He been balling since they got into the bench. Like it's been crazy, dog. Like it's just play just like that. So because of that, I'm going for the Warriors with an upset. I think the Warriors edge it out. I think Curry increases his play, but most importantly, I honestly believe, I don't know why I have a strange suspicion. I think Clay is going to show up that game. I think Clay is going to provide them at least 20, 25 points off the bench. And I think Steve Kerr in particular is going to leave. He's going to throw a few defensive schemes at Phoenix that I don't think they're going to be adjusted for in the nick of time. So simply put, to reiterate, I got the Lakers finishing the 7th seed, and I got the Warriors finishing the 8th seed, and that's resulting in True the King paying me $50. What do you think?
And listen, too, the backstory on that is this too. This is why I'm True to King TV, right? And people call me crazy when I said the Warriors ain't making the playoffs. They 10th seed right now. They ain't. Hey, listen. Back in the day, we wouldn't even talk about these jokers, man. Back in the day, we wouldn't even get a time of day. They would listen. What the Warriors? Steve Kerr's job may have been in question for 4 years ago. If it was back in the day, we were no playing. So listen, being the 10th seed and winning 2 games, not even being the 10th seed, say even the 9th seed. Because listen, you're the 10th and 9th seed, you gotta play 2 games. You win one of those games, you out. It's over with. You know what I mean? So listen, man. You saw Steph Curry crying this season, man. When Draymond Green got ejected, he started crying, man. They fight for their lives out here, man. They fight for their lives. Hey, listen, they fight for their lives and they ain't strong enough. I'm sorry. Listen, it's the dynasty's over with, man. We talk about UConn dynasty. Hey, you see dynasties, you know what I mean, grow. You see dynasty fall, and we see UConn. You know what I mean, for the men's basketball college, and you see now the Warriors. It's crumbling.
I think that's just the dynasty. You just can't. I don't know.
We saw it last year end. We saw it last year end.
Oh, that's very true, but I've learned to not count the Golden State Warriors out. So
hey, listen.
That's all I'm gonna
count $50. I'm gonna count that $50 though. Hey, listen. I'm gonna count that $50 though. I'm gonna count that $50. And listen, man. Hey, man. Listen, Chef Curry with the pot. Listen, ain't what Drake say. Chef Curry with the pot. Listen, he gotta listen. They need the whole kitchen sink to get out of playing. They need the whole kitchen sink to get out of playing.
You should know what Curry's capable of as a Celtics fan. You should know very
well. They witnessed it firsthand. They had the best team in the house.
Crazy. You know what's crazy though? Last time I checked, this ain't the 2022 Warriors.
Okay. That's true. That's a good point.
I mean, last time I checked, at that time Steve Kerr wasn't called a Curry merchant. Last time I checked, didn't have young players that trying to develop like Jonathan Kuminga calling out. He need more minutes. Last time I checked, they wasn't the 10th seed.
Oh, okay.
We
saw Miami Heat last season make a run out the plane. We saw that they go to the finals out the plane.
Man, listen, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all crashing out with that take. I'm being honest with y'all. Listen, y'all crashing out with these fairy tale scenarios that only once in a lifetime.
Hey, true. We gonna break into particulars. We gonna break into particulars next episode when we do the playoff predictions. You know that, right? We gonna break into
definitely will. Yeah. No, that's how I left it at that though. I'm just saying. I'm just going off his statement. Y'all crashing out with these fairy tale scenarios.
Sitting there all confidently.
Nervous for what? Nervous for what?
As a Celtics fan, you're sitting there leaning back. You had a nice season. You've been coasting in the Eastern Conference. You should be nervous, man. The first round ain't gonna be easy, man.
I'm coasting. You see the beach chair? I'm coasting. I'm relaxing, man. Because it's and it's green. Ain't so this green, but still green. You see him coasting. It is what it is, man. Because like I said, man, y'all crashing out with these fair. Listen, I got the receipts. Hey, listen, man. I got the receipts. Last time I checked, the Warriors won in a couple years. The Celtics have not. Last time we talking about 2024, we talking about now. Last time, and since we talking about the president, last time we beat y'all about 56 points.
Okay. Okay. We gotta move. Before we get to the audience, H from the UK, you got a question?
Yeah, it's a question for Sturdy, really. Like, What do you think this will do for KD if he actually loses to Golden State and they kick him out? But on the opposite side, what do you think will happen to the Golden State Warriors if they lose?
Actually, I think the Warriors are in a lose-lose situation. I think,
Okay.
and it's primarily because of how they view Clay and Draymond. At the end of the day, the only way the Warriors improve as a franchise is for them to stop being sentimental and trade Clay and Draymond. They clearly regress as players. Steph Curry is still producing at an elite level. So to be honest with you, outside of him, you got Kaminga and a few good young players, and that's it. Like there's no other high value player on that team.
And
So they're in a
Draymond.
lose situation.
Damn.
Yeah, they got to get rid of him. But
You
the
think
thing
they can replace that
his
versatility on defense? You think they can replace that?
but you
I don't
know
know.
the thing is, Africa, like here's how much of a menace Draymond is, right? This dude, he's smart as hell. Not just on the court, off the court. He understood by him nearly breaking Rasheed Wallace's record for most texts in the season. This guy, he lowered his value in the market. So now even the Warriors want to move him in the offseason, they can't because we're gonna trade for him. And other to answer your first question,
honestly, I think there's a lot of teams on the edge of contending that would trade for him. I think so.
But go ahead. 25 million.
And to answer your first question,
ain't that big of a deal right now in terms of the new cap and all that. But go ahead.
And to answer your first question, H, it will actually, to be honest with you, I think KD is not going to be as bad as the optics might seem if he were to lose with the Warriors because he as an individual he's playing great, but everyone understands the roster really isn't optimized for the Suns, and also with Bradley Beal injury, they like we all understand like that's the reason why the Suns haven't been as good as it was. It's not because of KD. Now, especially in particular, I have to put this in Africa before you interrupt.
Go ahead.
Now, if KD plays bad and they still lose, yeah, he's going to get obviously all the smoke. But if he played good and they still lose, I honestly think they're going to give that safety net.
Hey, H, that's fair, Sturdy. I'll say this real quick to answer H's question, right? Sturdy's coming from the objective, non-narrative point of view when he talks about how that should be viewed, right? But when we just talk about the narrative wars of the basketball community, if KD loses to the Golden State Warriors, this will just certify once again people's belief that Steph Curry is a greater player all time than KD. Steph Curry is all time higher than KD all time. He's a better player individually than KD, and KD will get cooked. The narratives of him never winning since the Golden State Warriors will only be certified by losing to the Warriors again. People view the Phoenix Suns as a better team right now than the Golden State Warriors, so they will destroy KD's legacy once again if he loses in a play-in to the Golden State Warriors. That's just a fact, and there ain't no way. And this will and it will also hype up the legacy of Steph Curry. This will be a mini championship versus KD if he wins this, talking about his all-time great legacy, man. And they're gonna finesse it and cook it up. Guys like Tracy gonna finesse it and cook it up. All-time greatness of Steph Curry is gonna be hyped up.
Okay, y'all got our play-in predictions. The play-in starts April 17th, so it's coming up, and we'll see if y'all's predictions come to life. But anyways, before we end the show, we want to get the audience involved. So is there any specific thing that y'all want to discuss? Come on stage.
Yeah, any point of
Yo, True, can you drop the link? I can't drop the link.
We will send the link to you guys.
So what's y'all any type of topic? I mean, what's y'all question? Is it was Young Africans 30
anything you can argue with?
Pull up Diesel, man.
Anything.
Diesel been talking spicy. Yeah, he been talking spicy in the chat. Pull up. Hey, hit the link, Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel. Listen, because Diesel had a lot to say in the chat and like was capping, but I mean, shout out to Diesel though. And hit that like button too. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. How many likes?
Crazy.
Hit that like button, man. 218 likes, man. Hit that.
Yeah, make sure y'all like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
Well, they're scared to come through, man. That is that how much we're putting them off, man. They're scared.
Nobody want to come up
We
and
put the
argue and
hey, we put the
debate.
leg. Hey, listen, big. Like I said, I mean, hey, man. 'Cause I had listen, man. 'Cause like I said,
Hey,
hey,
Diesel,
and
man,
for
talking
future reference,
spicy.
if you
Oh,
and for future reference, y'all, and for future reference, y'all too, we're gonna have different segments. Listen, this is only the beginning. It don't get better. We're gonna have segments and things like nature coming soon. I listen. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for that. Um, so because some of y'all are gonna be involved in my segment. Some of y'all gonna be involved. So yeah, hey, the
yeah,
comments.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at the
Shout out
comments
to Sturdy's
always.
Oh,
I'm
much
looking at the comments
anticipated
always.
segment called when shit hit the fan, are you gonna still be a fan, Tiffany? That's shout out to you, Tiffany, because we don't know what's gonna happen when you get bounced in the first round, Tiffany. So
Not too much on
oh yeah,
Tiffany.
oh yeah,
Please.
oh
Not
yeah,
too much.
that's good. Oh yeah,
Shout out Tiffany Ned.
Nah, not too much on
Shout out Tiffany. Shout out Tiffany Ned. Ma, listen. Shout out Tiffany Ned in the building.
No, but like honestly, that's a good
We got.
segue. That's a good segue in regards to that too. Like that's debuting next week. Next week, for a brief time, if you think you're a true basketball fan, whether it be player or team, test your knowledge and you can win some money.
So
Yeah, so make
you
sure
pulled
y'all
up somebody? Did somebody just pull
if
up?
y'all gonna come on stage and we ask you questions about your team, please be prepared. You gotta know everything. You gotta know it. If you want to win
What
some
on Tracy? We got Tracy. We got Tracy still in the building.
Oh, we got Tracy. Okay.
What's going on, True? How's everybody doing?
Welcome to the
Chilling,
panel.
man. How about
Welcome on stage.
you the first guest? You making history. How you feel making history being the first guest on the crossover? How do you feel about this, man?
The only thing I don't have no problem with anything that y'all said. I mean, hey, y'all. But the only thing I got a problem with is the fact that I mean, the Warriors weren't the favorite to begin with. True. I just want to be clear with that. And
To make the
last
playoffs?
time I checked, this right here is a lose situation. But the biggest one that got it tough in these playoffs is the Boston Celtics. As far as the Warriors, we're playing house money. The overturn of the team.
Hey Tracy, say that again one more time. Who's got something to lose out here? Say that again one more time.
Boston, man. As far as us,
talk about it.
They really do.
As far as us, can somebody tell me? Do we got the same roster from last year?
No.
And we brought in a couple of players. I mean, we were just trying to get through the season. We brought in CP3. We just got Kuminga to. This is his first season where he's really tapping into his potential.
Facts.
So I didn't hear nobody say that the Warriors were gonna win the championship. But all I've been hearing is Boston Celtics, the LA Lakers, the Clippers.
Me too.
So keep my team out of this. I mean, I want us to make the playoffs, and we still can make the playoffs.
I'm waiting till you finish. I want you to finish.
And if we do make the playoffs, we're gonna be a tough out.
Facts.
But at the same time,
are you finished or you done?
I'm finished, True. Come on.
Okay, the words of Birdman. Are you finished or you? Word of Birdman. Are you finished or you done? Because I didn't say anything about y'all being favorites. I didn't say anything about y'all being favorites to win a championship. I said y'all wasn't good. No. I said y'all wasn't good enough to make the playoffs. I didn't say anything about y'all being this and that. Clearly y'all not, because y'all 10th seed. Y'all fighting for your lives right now.
But do you see the records? Do you see the records between the 6 teams?
Hey, listen. Hey, it's the West. Hey, listen. At the end of the day, hey,
we're not
I feel what you're saying. Hey, listen. Last time I checked, Golden State wasn't in the East Coast. That's a personal problem. I mean, listen. Y'all in the Western Conference, man. Y'all been in the Western Conference for I don't know how many years. So that being said, too, I didn't say y'all had to win it. Y'all don't gotta win a championship. Y'all don't even gotta make it to the conference finals. Y'all don't even gotta make it to the second round. All I'm saying is this, and I said this, and you heard me, Tracy, this a million times. I said before the season started, in the middle of summertime, y'all not making the playoffs. Fast forward, Warriors 10th seed.
Ooh.
So I mean, what are we talking?
I
He
What are we
disagree with
doing?
that.
future.
I mean,
They-
and that's fine. But hey, I didn't say y'all had to do anything. I didn't say y'all got to win a championship. And listen, I know first of all, I know my team favorite. That Ticket TV music is crazy. That is wild.
Who
But
playing it?
that is. But listen, man.
Got the
I'm just saying.
default
Listen,
sounds
man,
going
Warriors
on.
fan.
Go ahead.
Hey, Warriors fan too spoiled, man. Hey, listen, they're gonna be spoiled. Listen, they're gonna be spoiled milk when they miss that playoff, man. But it's all good. And listen,
You
you
better
talking
hope
about
we
let's
miss
talk
the
about
playoffs.
and last time I checked, y'all spend more. Listen, y'all over the cap. Y'all like the highest spending team in the league. Y'all spend more money than the Celtics, and the Celtics got higher expectations. How that makes any sense? So clearly, y'all got some type of expectations. If y'all spending $200 million over a year in cap and the money y'all playing,
All I hear is
so I
somebody
mean, come
said,
on, man. Listen, I wish y'all was in the East. I wish y'all was in the East. I wish y'all was in the East. Listen, I wish we can just
that
like
champagne tastes so good.
forget the Western Conference forget conference even mattered. I wish conference even mattered. It would just do you know what I mean? Who the record is, because wars are pop. They through. Shout out to Moose Talks. And he know what he listen, man. He know what he talk, man. He know ball. Moose
Yo,
Talks. No, man. Shout
Appreciate
out to
you,
Moose Talks.
Moose.
yo.
Subscribe to his
No,
channel.
no,
This is
let
some
Tracy give a
nasty work, right?
response, man. Yo, Tracy,
Yeah,
we're gonna give
Tracy,
you
go ahead,
a
respond.
20-second response, man. Go on.
Say again.
Oh, you know what, man? Yeah, you cooked, bro. Time to go, man. Take care. Bye.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, he didn't get.
I ain't do that though.
He
I ain't
didn't
do
get
that,
the
Tracy.
rebuttal, but it's okay because we'll be live next week, so you can just join back up and we can chat
Hey,
all about
plug our
the
channels.
sports that
Yeah.
we had, all about the sports and the takes that we have. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for everybody watching. I appreciate y'all for coming to see the first show of the crossover. True to King, is there anything you want to say before we cut the show?
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for doing this. Hey, start of a new era, man. Hey, man, subscribe to my channel at True to King TV. You know, if you want to hear me, my takes, you know what I mean. If you like Celtics, you like the Patriots and this football, anything content of that nature, go subscribe to my channel, man. True to King TV.
H from the UK, what do you have to say?
Yo, shout out to everyone on the panel. This is the crossover, man. We're gonna make a lot of big movements. See, we're gonna do something like this more regular, man. True's the battle warrior out here. So at the end of the segment, True's gonna be going against anyone on the panel. He's already won. He's already 1-0 right now, man. Tracy, you tried well, man, but boy, I gave you a chance, man, and I don't know, man. You dropped the ball, man. You folded, so you need to come back better, man. But yeah, man,
Damn.
shout out to everyone. Shout out especially to Lamont, man. Lamont giving us the platform and the chance. So God bless, man. Take care.
Young Africa, what do you have to say to close out?
Hey man, salute to the panel, man. Hey, salute to you, Marie, man. You held it down, very smooth hosting, man. You was the MVP.
Appreciate it.
You did it real cool, man. Smooth with it. And shout out to the panel, man. You know, hey, I felt like I put up a triple double like I do. You know what I mean? I fill up the box score. You know what I mean? Sturdy out here throwing me some dimes. You know, Sturdy put up them solid Scottie Pippen type numbers. You know what I mean? You know, true is that. You know, he's sitting in the corner. You know, he's sitting in the corner doing all that. You know, and so you know he a catch and shoot type player. You know, so that's what True be doing. But you know, I'm out here. I'm gonna be out here, and we gonna be changing it up, having some segments. We're gonna be very entertaining and very thorough, you know, with the detail. And I'm gonna come out. We're gonna break down certain details of the game, certain details of sports, and we're gonna do that in the future, man. Diesel, it's funny, Murray, right? How dudes in the chat be having so much to say throughout the whole stream, but when you drop the link, ain't nobody clicking, man. I don't know what
Diesel,
it is.
It might,
I don't know, but you know, feel free to hit the link anytime in the future. It's gonna be very interactive, and you know, shout out to the squad though, man. We about to do some wild things and change it up, man. But hey, one more thing, man. Hey, if the Boston Celtics do not do what they meant to do, we're gonna have all-time great streams, cooking True, barbecuing him live for 2 hours straight. We got to dedicate that to the Boston Celtics.
With the timestamp.
By Celtics, I mean SELL.
Okay,
Celtics. Yeah. Don't sell.
Okay. Herm is back. Herm, what you got to say? We about to end the show now.
Oh, Herm at the club.
This what I'm saying though. We gonna start a segment. We gonna start a segment, man. If y'all want to smoke, we gonna put up True the King in y'all Africa. Y'all got some things y'all want to say to them when you think they got some
let's do
bad
that.
basketball takes. Y'all want to smoke? We will drop the link. Let y'all come in and see if y'all could cook them. Most likely you will get destroyed. Most likely it'll be easy work for them. But if y'all want the smoke, we gonna give you the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Hollywood Herm. Hey, hold up, Hollywood
chilling,
Herm. The chain's
drinking
hanging
little
low.
green tea. I'm just
Where you
chilling,
at
man.
right now, Herm? Where you at, Hollywood? Where you at right now,
They easy
man?
work, man. Hey, they easy work, man. But shout out.
Yo,
This
Herb,
was a great show.
tell Skinny Black I said hi, bro.
This is a great show, y'all. Great show.
Hey, Hollywood can't hear us, man. He turning up right now. That's crazy.
Ace 30. What you got to say to close this out?
Man, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Lamont, man. Shout out to the audience that stayed with us this entire time. This is only the first of many. I promise y'all. We only gonna get better. We only gonna be more improved. We only gonna continue to give y'all more quality content. Thank y'all for showing up. We gonna go and trust me, y'all do not want to miss next episode. Y'all do not want to miss it. I promise. Africa, can you imagine? Africa, can you imagine? What do you think is the worst case scenario for the Boston Celtics? Huh? You think it's this? Huh? You think it's again? You think it's LeBron James again reigning supreme on the Celtics? Like how can we imagine and fathom like the possibility of the Lakers possibly yet again? LeBron James leading the charge of taking down another Celtics team. But we probably might discuss that next week. Y'all have to wait and see.
Y'all may
Tune in
say
next
that
time.
next week, because y'all gonna get cooked again, man. We don't got enough time for me to cook. But
I
listen,
don't
man,
know.
hey,
I don't
appreciate
know,
everybody
Sturdy.
tuning in.
I don't know if what would be worse, losing to Miami in the first round or losing to LeBron and the Lakers in the finals, man. I think that finals loss would be a little more salty. But shout out. Hey,
I mean, the Lakers not getting
But
through
Lakers make the playoff.
Africa.
The Lakers,
So
is Lakers gonna make the playoffs? The Lakers gonna make the playoffs.
Hey, man. Hey, Herm, they calling you Lemon Pepper Herm out here in the chat, man. Hey, shout out to Lemon Pepper Herm in the club, man. Shout out to all of them.
Oh yeah, but we shall see. Like they said before, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and like they said, we'll be going live. We'll be adding more content, adding more things. It's only up from here. Y'all go follow me on my social at Maria Knows Best on just about all my platforms. And yes, do Baylocks. It was me, Maria. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.
Peace, deuces. We out.
Peace.
We the crossover.